Chatters. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Afternoon. Oh. Chat, I got some really bad news. I got really bad news. Really bad news. And I'm gonna have to pause the music here, okay? I'm gonna have to pause the music, all right? Everyone listen up. Chat. Where am I? Chat. Yesterday, my girlfriend did the unthinkable. Unthinkable. My lovely keyboard that I've known for years at this point. She spilled coffee on my keyboard yesterday. So the motherboard is crushed. I could no longer type my E or my T. Can I get an F in chat for my keyboard, everybody? It was a very sad time. I've had this keyboard for so long, and it made me very upset. But it's okay. It's okay. A new keyboard is coming today. Slightly different. But in the meantime, okay? In the meantime, chat, I have to use a different keyboard. You guys want to see my current keyboard? Are you guys ready for this? I don't think any of you guys are ready for this. You guys ready for this, chat? What is this? What is this keyboard? Look at this. Look at this. It's awful. It's awful. It's awful. Listen to me type on this. Okay, hold on. Context. Listen to this. Listen to this. This is my beautiful keyboard. Oh, it's lovely. Oh, you guys hear that? Oh, feels so good, right? Listen to this. Listen to this. It's fucking membrane shit, bro. I hate it. I hate it. Get away from me. It's not the same. My fingers feel weird typing on it. My whole day has been ruined. I'm gonna be honest. I'm getting a new keyboard later today, which will be very nice. I'm very excited for the new keyboard. So that's what my dude, it was tough yesterday, chat. It was really tough. Fucking so yeah, my girlfriend went to bed by the time my keyboard malfunctioned, so I prefer the second one. You're crazy. Chat, Raffle will be here today. We're doing another one of those top deck video, or the going to Hearthstone top decks and guessing how good cards are. Now that we've done that before, the video did really well, so I'm gonna do it again. Before we get to that, I'm gonna read this because I don't know if you guys saw yesterday, but I was saying yesterday that Hearthstone is in an awful state currently. Like it just feels so bad. I didn't even want to play it for a little bit. So we're gonna read what Vicious Syndicate has to say about this meta game for Hearthstone, right? Dragon Druid at an all-time high. Let's fucking go. Love to see that. Let me read this. Standard is spiraling into a format completely dominated by a single deck. As always, meta developments start at the top and then trickle down. So when a meta tyrant forms, its presence will be most unbearable at top legend first. Druid has hit 40% play rate at high MMRs, which is comparable to the most dominant classes in the game's history. Dragon Druid is relatively simple to play and accessible to all players, so its popularity is easily spreading to lower rank brackets at a very fast pace. Upper Diamond Druids should hit a number close to 35% over the next week. We don't think anyone attempting a legend climb will be able to escape a ridiculous number of Dragon Druids. Most other classes are experiencing collapse. Some are dealing it with relatively better than others, such as Excavate Rogue stubbornly holding onto its declining popularity. Shopper DH is one of the only decks boasting a positive matchup into Druid that weren't affected by the Celestial projected nerf, so it became quite popular at top legend. Reno DK, utilizing its new Excavate build, is another deck that seems to exhibit a modest upward trajectory. Tier 1. That's crazy, man. Dragon Druid looks utterly broken. Let me read this paragraph. It's ironic that Whizbang, an expansion in which a huge number of cards were nerfed for balance and play experience reasons, will end with its most broken and unpleasant format yet. We think this is an appropriate end to the expansion, one that serves as a case study in how change for the sake of change does not create balance, nor does it promote strategic diversity. Change for the sake of just changes things. Wait, change for the sake of just changes things. More often than not during Whizbang, change for the sake of change made the game worse. This is a weak format that was constantly battered with nerfs and watered down to the point where every single boost and synergy somewhere could potentially exploit the power vacuum and dominate. But the counter argument is perfectly valid too. Perhaps we just need one more nerf, bro. I mean, I don't necessarily agree with this. I think it's important to make changes to a game just for the sake of variety, but it's also important to just not nerf everything that people consider broken. Like, I'm still a huge fan of, I'm still like a huge defense of like, why did they nerf Reno to 10 mana? Was it really needed? I don't think it was really needed. Seems strange that they did that. But yeah, it's just very, very interesting. I don't know why they did this. Druid is basically the best deck in the game. It will continually, they're not going to have another patch for probably until maybe a week before the new expansion. So unless they want to do like a hot fix kind of thing, there will probably be fucked, I guess, right? I missed the nerfs from Orbit that Broad's team did. That's not good for the game either, though. So there's a min-max that needs to be done here. Does it mean it's MCG time? Well, so later today, after I do this thing with Raffle, I was going to play League. I actually came up with a challenge that I'm pretty happy with, but I can't, I don't want to play. I'm not playing League on this. Look at this. What is this? I'm not playing League on this. So I'm not playing that. I'm going to play this. This looks really fun. It's like a Pokemon game that uses cards, and I'm actually really excited to try it. Because if it's good, I'll play it. Have you tried the new Twist Heroes? I played like 2 games and I'm not playing anymore. I think that I am a full, my mindset is just like, they should have allowed deck building because I don't want to play the same thing over and over again. And adding 6 new heroes doesn't change the fact that they're still like power outliers and such. So yeah, we're going to play this after and we'll see how this goes. I just don't know. I'm going to see when Raffle's coming. So that'll be the next plan. Also, chat, in case you missed it, by the way, I posted the no pack opening or the no crafting free to play video, which is right here. How I got Hearthstone's highest rank with only free cards. The video did really well in terms of like view duration. I might change the title because I think the title might be the problem. I might just call the video proving that Hearthstone's not pay to win and just see how it does. You change the thumbnail like 5 times. I mean, it's my job. So it's pretty understandable. I think proving Hearthstone is not pay to win would do really well in terms of clicks, but I'm worried about how low the view duration would go. But I'm going to see for the rest of the day and go from there. Just very clickable. I don't know, I might do it. Anyways, that video's out. If you haven't seen it, it's really good. People seem to really like it, which is awesome. Can't you A/B titles? I am. I'm doing it currently as we speak. Believe me, I was waiting for this feature forever because I'm someone who makes so many thumbnails per video to try to find like the perfect one. And now that I finally have it, in case you're curious, by the way, chat, that's what it looks like. This is the most popular one by far. So theoretically speaking, I might just put this and go from there, which is cool. And yeah, tomorrow I'll have my keyboard. So I think tomorrow I'm going to play, depending on how good this game is, I will play this and I might play it tomorrow, but I think tomorrow is going to be a League day. And I'm excited to play some League, to just do other stuff besides playing Hearthstone. I think what I'm going to do, by the way, next chat is, I think next week I'm not going to play a single stream of Hearthstone. I think that's what I'm going to try to do. Just like relax, don't play the game that I'm not excited to play. I'll just review cards and move on. And then we'll go back to Hearthstone when the games were fun. Just came to say that you're a great person, a great content creator. I don't play Hearthstone for like 3 years now and no other card game either, but your content is cool in a vacuum. Thank you, man. Thank you. Will you play Pokerogue? Probably not. But maybe, I don't know. The Reno nerf doesn't matter in the matchup versus Ramp Druid. They win way before you can play Reno. No, I know, but I was just saying in general. I don't know why they should have nerfed it. You could try Eternal. Eternal. Still plan to do the Descended Dragon challenge. I do want to. It's just, man, I was talking about it yesterday on stream, and I'm sorry if that was super negative, but like I'm burnt, man. I'm burnt like to a crisp of Hearthstone currently. So yeah. What's the next video with Covert Go Blue? So this morning, just before I did this, I recorded with a Yu-Gi-Oh creator for the other side of it. So probably soonish, I would imagine like next week. It's whenever David gets the chance to edit it realistically. There will be one more video today for a sponsorship reason, and then we'll go from there. Get some friends and ride the chain together trend. I don't know. Those games are weird because like they're fun, but I don't know if I really want to play them. Because like Only Up was interesting, but it was kind of crazy. There's the Plants vs. I know there's the Plants vs Zombies card game, but it's not on Steam. If it was on Steam, I would have played it by now. Because there's one guy in my comments who keeps messaging me and asking me to play it, and I think it's very funny. And I still haven't done it, and I feel kind of bad about it. Let me call Raffle. Oh my god, what the fuck did he title his stream? What a fucking guy. You heard of Super Vibe? Yeah, I was playing it off stream on the weekend. The playtest is done though, right? You ask Raffle why he doesn't play Hearthstone on stream anymore when he shows up? Because he's burnt out too, bro. Every Hearthstone creator's just burnt to a crisp. Oh god, can you guys hear me typing on this keyboard, man? It's so rough. I think 5th is the last day for the playtest, so it's Friday. Hey Raffle, what's up, dude?
Yeah, I figured I'd leave the call on red, kind of like I did your Twitter DMs like 3 years ago. So at least I responded quicker than I did the Twitter DM.
Thanks, dude. I really appreciate it.
I was actually just ranting about the Elden Ring final boss, or Elden Ring DLC final boss. So
did you beat it?
I did. Have you?
No, I got to phase 2 and I asked myself, do I really want to do this right now? And I haven't gone back.
Like undoubtedly the worst fight in the DLC. Like every other boss fight was pretty incredible. Or most of them were incredible. Many of them were very good. And then there was like that one. Like the first phase was fine. Phase was fine. Like you could actually feel like you were, being productive, even if you were like losing the fight. It felt like you learned something. And then the second phase just happens and it's like pure chaos. Like holy light is just roasting you in every direction. It was miserable. Yeah,
it's not fun to fight against, I think is a really good way of putting it.
Right. Like I beat it. I still don't know what's going on in phase 2. Like
yeah, I felt the exact same with the dancing lion thing. But
that one I almost first tried when I was like,
you're an animal, dude. That one Mesmer and Rarran have taken me the longest. Most of the other bosses I like one shot though. Like
Mesmer took me a while too. But like even when I was struggling with Mesmer, it's like, okay, this is like time that's productive and I'm learning something each time I'm dying. With Rarran, it's just like it was just punishment the whole time, and I didn't gain anything out of it, and I didn't even get much satisfaction when I won, because again I just like I don't know how I won. He just died or something. I got a good roll. Like it didn't.
I got a good roll. My RNG was at the absolute peak. Yeah, I get what you mean.
Unironically.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to fighting him at all, so that's why I haven't really gone back. But I beat every other boss, and I agree with you with Mesmer. I really liked fighting Mesmer. Like I thought he was really difficult. And my whole build is like staggering people, and I can't even stagger him, and I was like having a blast. Like, it was cool to fight him.
I think some of the bosses and the difficulty depend on, like, Mesmer, I think, was the third boss that I fought. So like the timing of it kind of dictates how difficult it was, because I think you're supposed to encounter him a little bit later, but you don't have to. So if you're highly leveled with your Shadow Tree fragments, you kind of just can roll certain bosses. So people,
I agree with you. Sure. You know what I hated though, by far, even probably more than Radon, is Commander Gaius. I think that fight was the worst one.
Well, they fixed that one, because one of the frustrating things about that one is he just like, he is on top of you as soon as you enter the arena, and I think they just patched that portion.
Oh, okay. My problem with him is that when he does the charge move, as far as I could tell, like you have like 0.1 second to time it perfectly, or you're getting hit.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, the hitbox on it was
that shit was so frustrating to play against, because it's not like, again, it's one of those things like where you're going against maybe Radon, where it doesn't feel like you're learning anything. It's just like, okay, like am I just min-maxing this to the absolute max?
Yeah, I think I ended up just kind of cheesing him on torrent, and just would like you run, like I was basically doing jousting. I'd run by him, hit him a few times, come back for a second pass, and like that was how I did most of the fight.
I summoned my Mimic Tier for that fight just so he could take the L's for me and I can kill him, because I was like, I'm not fucking, like, it's there's frustration, but you understand why you're losing, and then there's frustration because it's just stupid. And like that fight, I was like, okay, I'm not doing this anymore. I want to move on.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Well, we're doing this again, the Hearthstone guessing thing.
Right.
This was more fun. I'm gonna have to set a little bit more ground rules this time based on the comments that I received in the last video.
Okay. I've got some beef with the comments myself, because like I learned 3 things from reading the comments.
Okay.
First of all, it's tough. Apparently that's a thing that you said a lot of times.
I did say it.
But also, spelling the word tough is also tough. Like, so many people in the in the comments calling you out for it were just like using different words in attempts to, like, it was
listen, I'm gonna be honest, after the 3rd time I read it's tough, I was like, all right, I'm over these comments, so I didn't read that. If
you did a Control F for tough in your comments, you'd maybe hit about 75% of them at most. The rest of them were, there was a lot of, it's though, Rarran, it's though. And it's like, you can't be that pedantic and then also like misspell it.
There's a really good Regis tweet from a while ago, which is like he was getting yelled at, and then he wrote, at least I could spell the word your, like you are with apostrophe. And the guy just responds after, he's like, you know what, you're right, I concede. Yeah. Which I thought was really funny, because if you call him out on that, it's great.
Yeah. The third thing I learned is that people will just optimize the fun out of literally anything. Like,
yes.
So many people, why didn't these idiots just go 0.1 above or 0.1 below? It's so simple. It's like, that would be so lame and boring. We're sorry that we're trying to make the video fun and entertaining instead of trying to win.
That's why we're the creators, and they're playing on ladder and complaining. Okay, 100%. I was gonna say, I do think one criticism is very valid, and I think what we will do this time is say our answers at the exact same time.
Right.
That is the major difference I wanted to point out here, just because of the fact that I do think like hearing your answer does maybe change what I was going to say for the most part, because it does influence the answer. So
absolutely.
What I was going to say, go for it.
I think because that's going to be a little chaotic if we just like, is there like an app we can use?
Well, so I was going to say
whiteboard or something.
I did this before. You just type your answer on screen, because I'm not looking at your stream and you're not looking at mine, I would imagine. And then we could say our answers one after another, but like then we on stream, our chats can like verify that that's what we actually meant.
Okay, so just basically in OBS we type it out. Yeah,
you can do it in OBS, you can do it on Notepad. We can, like, when we do the editing of this, we can change it after. We're doing best of 15 again. Is that the plan?
Sure. I mean, how was retention on the last video? Should we?
I'm gonna be honest. I think that the thumbnail kind of affected it a little bit, because I didn't really like explain what the video was. I was kind of just like, what did I call the video? I called it questionable Hearthstone card reviews.
Right, but here's the other thing. I've also read the comments on some of our other videos. It doesn't matter what you title or voiceover you do, people are still going to be confused about what it is.
You're You're right. I think what we did was fine. I low-key got triggered there, I'm not gonna lie, but that was, I got what you meant.
Yeah. Like it doesn't matter what words, it doesn't matter how clearly you explain something. It's going to,
yeah, it's
people
tough.
are going to be flooding your, it's tough, man.
It's tough. That's what it is. That's funny. Okay, hold on. I gotta just make sure I got all these figures.
Okay, let me also. Okay.
Let me do this. Okay.
Got a big number on the screen now.
Raffle. Okay. I'm just setting up the overlay so I have like the exact same thing we did last time.
Now it's good that I got all of that out of my system before the recording begins. That way, in the video, the YouTube comments will still be on my side.
You're right. You're right. Chat, don't tell them. The first 5 minutes is gonna be you monologuing.
It's better than the first 5 minutes of the last video when I just looked like an idiot.
What do you mean? The clap thing?
Oh my god.
The clap
okay,
thing
so
yep.
Are we clapping on one? I don't want to look like an idiot.
No,
again.
dude. You did fine last time. He messaged me after and he said like, this is, I don't know if this is okay, but this is like the perfect opportunity to do this. Which is why he did it. You were fine. It's just, I hope you're okay with it because it was very fucking funny.
Oh no, it was really funny. No,
Okay.
I'm playing up the bit because it was funny.
I
just didn't know, like, because then it got in my head and I started thinking back to every single time that we've done a clap sync and I'm like, oh my god, have I been horribly off every time? Have I just been messing up every single video?
No, you've been more than fun. It's just, yeah, it was funny. Holy shit, that's really funny. Okay, let me get like my guess on the screen too, just so I have that. You're more than fine. I don't know if he's gonna do that again. I seriously doubt it, but honestly, just to keep it going, he might. I'm just gonna warn you, regardless of what you do here.
That's fine. I actually don't care. I think I've never laughed so hard at a video of myself before.
Okay, good. I'm glad. All right, I'm gonna put my guess in green, so I have that. Okay. All right, yeah, we'll do the clap sync. 1 second. Just give me one.
Oh god, so much pressure. Okay.
There's no, dude, you're fine. Before we go, by the way, I don't know if I've talked to you because it's been a little bit. What do you think of the set?
What set?
The Hearthstone set.
Oh, I haven't.
You still play this game, right?
I still post videos. I don't know how they get made.
You just 3 shots of vodka, 2 shots of tequila. You're just there at your computer blacked out. I got it. No,
I think the last time I've streamed Hearthstone, I think was a month ago when Twist first came out. So,
and how is your mental state now?
A lot better than when I was streaming Hearthstone. Like I'm still recording videos, but like that removing the added pressure of like knowing chat's eyes are there.
It does help.
And then also like having to read and answer the same questions on repeat for several hour every day of my life. Just removing that portion of it has made it a little bit easier.
I was playing yesterday. I was trying to do how fast can I get to legend? Like that was my plan for the stream. And I think I stopped after an hour and 15 minutes because I was like, this is awful. Like, what am I doing? It's been tough. We'll see. Hopefully this new expansion is good. But this is fun. I love doing this shit.
I do hear it's tough. Yeah. This one I like. This I look forward to.
Okay, good. Okay. I'm gonna hit record, and then I'm gonna have to explain what this is for everyone who doesn't know what we're doing.
Okay. I'm recording. I'm ready to clap.
Claps. Okay. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I'm assuming you clapped. Let me just verify for everyone that you clapped.
I'll do it in about 5 minutes.
Okay. Actually, though, you're just gonna randomly clap in 5 minutes. Okay, chatters, let me explain what we're doing today. Hearthstone Top Decks is a website where people, when cards come out, can review them even before they come out, and it is given on a star review of 1 to 5. I learned this last time. Apparently, you can't actually give a card less than 1, so there's no point to go below it. I don't know if you do that, Raffle, but I think one of us gave like a 0 point something. It was probably me.
I remember that because I saw somebody point it out, and I hoped that it was you that had done it.
I think it is probably me. I'm going to be honest, because I think you would have a better knowledge because you said you wrote for this site before. Today, chat, you guys are going to pick cards for us to guess the ratings of. And whoever is the closest will get a point, and then it's first to 15 wins. That's pretty much the idea here. You'll get the a better example when we get into it. This is pretty self-explanatory when we get there. Do you want to let your chat pick the first card?
Yeah, I've already got one come in, and
Okay.
it's Ticketus.
Ticketus. Okay. Oh God. Okay. Let me pull it up on screen real fast. Okay. Ticketus, 6 mana, 8/8 for Warlock. It's a demon. Battlecry, remove the top 5 cards from your deck. Corrupt your opponent's deck instead. Reminder for people who don't know. Corrupt is playing a card that costs more mana while this card is in your hand. So if you play a card that's 7, 8, or 9, or 10, or anything above that, you will corrupt this card. Okay, so we kind of went through this last time. I think a lot of our points came down to the psychology of players. And when people say your deck instead of removing cards, people feel very strongly about that, which makes me think that this card was rated very highly. It's also a 6 mana 8/8, which is a pretty beefy boy in terms of 6 mana cards, because the best example is the Ogre, and this is better than that.
Yeah, I don't think people are super concerned about the stats on this card, just because it's not like coming down on 6 anyway. I think that you're dead on that people hate losing cards in their deck. Like, even after this card released, people got to play with it and see how bad it was. People were still mad at this card and thought it was very good. And like,
you're right. You're entirely right.
So I think it's going to be significant, without giving away my rating, I think it's going to be pretty significantly higher rated than the card actually performed.
Yeah, so
and a lot of that is the emotional reaction to it.
Because we did a video before this, there is a lot of like things we've learned from it, right? And we talked about an emotional standpoint already. I do think it's because it's also a Warlock card, and with this effect, people are already scared. I don't know how people felt about the expansion going into this though. Darkmoon Faire was often, I think people weren't like that excited for it in terms of like power level, but because like old gods were there, it was like a really, really big deal. So I don't know if that changes
maybe it was
the
because
rating.
I was playing Wild, but like it was a complete like leap forward in terms of power level for Wild, if memory serves. That and Skullomance just like shot the Wild power level forward with Dark Glare Warlock.
Well, Dark Glare Warlock was before this set. Skullomance was the set before this, if I remember correctly.
Okay, yeah. So it's a combination of these two, I think.
What was the card that made it so strong in Wild?
I don't remember.
Okay.
Skullomance or like Raised Dead, it was a big part of it for making it.
Okay. Yeah. So it's interesting because those are both Skullomance cards. So I don't know how well this set was received for the most part. Also, just a reminder, I don't know if this influences your guess at all, but this was also the Battle Pass fiasco thing at this time. And
okay, so everybody was really angry.
Everyone was really angry. Yeah, everyone was very upset. So I think it definitely goes to the higher side. I'm not just sure how high you're gonna go, but obviously we're gonna type our guesses in, and then we can go one by one.
Yeah, I've already got my guess ready to go.
All right, let me type it in. All right, so chat, reminder, the way this is gonna work is both me and Raffle are gonna put our guesses on screen. That way we are gonna be honest, and then it doesn't matter who says it first because we're not gonna change our guess. What was your guess, Raffle?
4.2.
I went 4.1.
Whoa. You're just metagaming this. Clearly he's stream sniping. Come on.
This is gonna be more interesting because I think we could actually get to the, because I think last time, since one of us gave our answer first and then the other one went, we actually have the chance to go on the same number this time, right? Did I spell this right?
So
okay. 4.7? No way, man.
I almost went 4.5, and I was like, no, even Ticketus won't get people that absurdly outraged.
An 8/8 for 6 mana that lets you remove 25 cards from your opponent's deck by turn 10. Really?
I'm sorry, wait.
25 cards?
How are we getting to 25 again?
That's a great question. Interesting. Wait, you know what I didn't consider from this was
Yashara?
Yeah, was Yashara just like shown before they showed Ticketus?
Simply does not matter. It also doesn't matter. Like, didn't they say before turn 8? So how are you getting a Yashara down before turn 8?
No, an 8/8 for 6 mana that lets you remove 25 cards. So damn it, man. I don't know if I should have thought about that a little more, because if Yashara was printed before that, I think people would have definitely rated this higher.
Maybe, but they'd still be wrong.
You're right. The card, I think what I'm going to do for this video too is just talk about how good the card actually ended up being for every single card. I think from what I remember, at least in standard, you could give the wild perspective here. Ticketus was fine. Like, it was playable. You played it as a win condition for Yasharaj Warlock, but for the most part, it didn't feel very great. And the matchups that it won, it felt really good, but obviously it's going to look really good in those matchups. And you were right. Like, people were really upset about this card, and I have no idea why.
It, I know exactly why. It beats, like, absurd greed piles that don't actually beat anything, but like this super beat those decks. So like anything remotely slow, this would just kind of solo. There are periods of time where it's like semi-relevant in Wild, like things slowed down a little bit with Forged in the Barrens, I think. And so you had time to just like play Reno greed piles, and Ticketus would just kind of eat those alive. But it was a card that in both formats was just constantly overvalued in terms of like the community's understanding of its impact.
Yeah,
because it just kind of beat the decks that like a certain portion of the community plays, and those decks aren't good, but it's like it seems to be everybody's pet deck.
Okay, hold on. I gotta explain a story for someone. Someone in my chat asked why is Ticketus banned in this chat. Let me explain why. I literally had to ban the word. The reason why Ticketus is banned in my chat is because I was a Warlock player through a Darkmoon Fair because it's my favorite class. And I would constantly say, yeah, Ticketus is good, but it's not broken. It doesn't need a nerf. And I just couldn't deal with the comments constantly telling me that I'm wrong or stupid about Ticketus. So I banned it.
Just so I don't have to... can't take a little bit of criticism, huh? Seems pretty...
Buddy, it was...
We just finished talking about how I can't stand streaming Hearthstone
I had to go to therapy,
of
bro.
things.
It was horrible. It was horrible.
I know. Okay, everything that you're saying about Ticketus right now, call back to last episode. I've gone through that with Cobalt Sticky Finger.
Oh, I see. Because you're constantly like, it's not that good.
Yes, but like Ticketus is a lot closer to being good than Cobalt Sticky Finger.
You're right. That's also true. Okay, let's do Puppet Master Dorian, because he just came out.
Okay.
That's a fun card to actually.
Wait.
I'm waiting.
Oh. Sorry, no, I just haven't looked at the
You haven't seen this card?
Cards. No,
from
I haven't looked from the card library. I got caught up. There's a new cookie apparently.
Yes, there is. Yeah. There's no cards revealed today, right? Sorry, I can tell. I don't know. All right, Puppet Master Dorian, neutral 4-mana 2/6. After you draw a minion, get a 1/1 copy of it that cost 1. This card, when it was revealed, was very high on people's list as going to be broken. I was one of them, and I think we're seeing it right now how strong this card could be in Druid, especially when your ability to ramp is absolutely insane and you can just get 1-cost copies of ENR. And I think everyone was really easy, or it was really easy to tell that this card could be potentially strong, which makes me believe that this card is rated like 5 stars.
No, a couple things on that. First of all, it did take like some time for those types of decks to develop because there were some, both a combination of balance changes, and I don't think the card was initially at least as strong as people's like gut instinct actually was. Like I think even still seeing what it's doing now, I think people maybe overreacted a little bit, but it is very clearly a strong card. Just it's not. It felt like people were responding like this is Barnes 2.0. And maybe it's a little bit close to that, but like not quite there.
Yeah, but if we think about this, like when people rate cards, right, it's usually before they're released. So I'm thinking that this one was just, people were very worried for how good this card was going to be.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I don't think and I don't think even now somebody loses to like 2 Doomkins on turn 5, they're not going to go in there and like give a measured rating of that. They're still going to rate it very highly.
I would agree with that for sure. This is it's not even like emotional with this card like Ticketus is. I think it just objectively looks really strong in a vacuum, and that makes me want to rate really, really high.
Yeah.
So, okay. I got my guess ready to go.
So do I.
All right, I went with 4.8.
Okay, I went a little bit lower than that. I went 4.5.
4.5, okay. All right. I should have less card. 4.4!
Okay.
Oh.
I'm so unbelievably plugged in with the Hearthstone zeitgeist right now. You have no idea.
Yeah, okay. We gotta get
I am with r/Hearthstone.
Does one video with Blizzard, he becomes Hearthstone. Fuck.
It's true. I am Mr. John Hearthstone now. I'm taking over as CEO.
All right, what's the next card?
All right, I had a good suggestion. Snowfall Guardian.
Ooh, that's a good one. You're gonna have to carry the weight on this one. Let me tell you why.
Why is that?
Let me just pull this card up. Okay. 6 mana 5/5 Snowfall Guardian for Shaman. Battlecry frees all other minions elemental. Now, this is not what this card used to say. I gotta get the actual text.
No, it's not.
I was looking at that card. I'm like, that doesn't seem very. That's not what I remember. It used to say. It used to be 5 mana. What? Okay, so 5 mana to what was the word? Battlecry frees all other minions gain +1/+1 for each frozen minion.
Yeah.
5 mana for that effect. Okay, so the reason why I'm gonna have to ask you to carry this or how people felt about this card was that this card was revealed when I was playing Mercenaries, the objectively better game mode that is still live and well. And
wait, what?
What do you mean? What's so funny?
I'm sorry. I didn't know that you or anyone for that matter played Mercenary.
Dude,
I tried for a day and I got bored.
Let me explain what happened. Okay, let me explain what happened. That was the set. The set before Mercenaries was fully released was United and Stormwind, which I consider the worst expansion ever added to Hearthstone, and I wanted to die playing in it. So,
yeah, no, everybody did.
So when Mercenaries came out, I was like, oh, this is going to be pretty fun. And you know what? Full transparency, Raffle, I really liked the mode for the first little while before they started adding new characters into the game, because then the balance got a little whack. But for the first little bit there, I was having a blast. I really liked PvP. Now, unfortunately, RIP for the Mercenaries because it died after they did a lot of stupid changes, but we don't have to talk about that. How did people feel about Snowfall Guardian? Do you have any idea?
They didn't feel much about it, I don't think. I think it was just kind of completely and utterly slept on, if memory serves.
Really?
Yeah, it turned out to be turbo broken in both formats, but like people didn't really have this card register, I don't think. And then I don't know what it was doing in standard, but like it just made the game horribly miserable for a different reason than the rest of United and Stormwind did in Wild, because you could just repeat this over and over again with Shudderwalk, and the opponent would stop being able to play the game.
Yeah, so I remember coming back into Hearthstone after Mercenaries died during Alterac Valley, and this card was very playable, and I was confused why they made it. Because it just seems so good. But that doesn't help me in terms of rating, because I don't know what people wanted to say. Based on what you said, it seemed like this was just like people saw the effect and was like, it's not going to be that strong.
I think they saw the effect and they saw 5 mana Frost Nova that goes both sides of the board, and they're like, that could never possibly be good.
That's true. I gotta remind myself too. Was the parrot or whatever the bird is, macaw, printed before this card? It was, right, chat? Because the macaw came out in the mini set for Stormwind, I believe. So I'm sure someone probably thought about the fact that you could play this into macaw and it'd be super annoying, right? I'm sure that was the case, which makes me want to review it a little bit higher. But I'm not sure if that's because of Snowfall Guardian or just because of how good macaw was. I don't know. I guess maybe I'm not feeling that optimistic. But the thing is like, if you're describing this card as like Frost Nova, but on a body, like Frost Nova was really good. Like, and I'm sure a lot of people realized how good Frost Nova was.
No, they were wrong, and I probably was within that camp as well. Like it was just kind of overlooked, I think, largely. And then people started like actually getting to play it and realized, oh,
yeah, I am noticing that cards that look boring but are strong in a vacuum often just don't get a high rating because they're not super flashy. And I guess this is a good example of a card that's like that. Just good, but not very interesting. Okay. Let me get my guess here. I'm basing this a lot of what you said, so you could be lying to me, Mr. Awful.
I mean, I'm basing my own guess on what I just said, so.
Okay. What is your guess?
I went with 3.3, thinking that like after the fact, it went up a little bit.
All right, I'm going with 3.7.
Okay.
Thinking that people saw this card as a 5 mana 10/10 and went, holy shit, and it also freezes the board.
Okay.
All right. It is a 4.6.
All right then. Apparently, my memory of how this card was evaluated is completely wrong.
Oh, this guy's
But
a frost. Oh, go for it.
I am getting, some backup in chat that's like that the card was underrated initially.
Interesting. See, it's tough because again, we talked about it. Like Hearthstone top decks is just like they're definitely min maxers when it comes to Hearthstone. I think because like you're not Reddit. I think is more or less niche than Hearthstone top decks is.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. This guy said that a Frost Nova plus a body in one card is insane. So
it's true. That person's right.
All right. Thank God I got that one. Oh my God. I was gonna go lower, and then I was like, I think some people had to see how good this card was gonna be. All right, I'm picking. All right, I love this one. Let's do the Boogeymonster. Oh my God. I think they have reviews for this for TGT, right? Let me just double check. Chat, give me another.
Yeah, because we did.
We did Palotris. Yeah, we did Palotris.
Yeah.
Okay, the Boogeymonster, 8 mana, 6/7 neutral. When this attacks and kills a minion, gain +2/+2. This card sucked. Like, let's be real. If this card had Rush, I think it's still awful. So it's definitely not a good card. Looking at it, it didn't play well. It just was an overall really, really bad card. I don't know how much you really want to discuss this. I'm tempted just to give this like a 1.1, but I'm curious to see what you say.
Sure. We can just go to the ratings.
You don't want to rap for your boy? I thought you were a big Boogeymonster guy.
No, I don't really care much about him at all. I don't think about him hardly ever.
What the hell? He was telling me he thinks about you. It's kind of crazy. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go with 1.4.
Okay, I went completely off the rails on this one. Infinite scaling card. I think this gets rated highly. I went 4.1.
4.1?
Yep.
What the fuck? So you're just...
After seeing how highly rated Palotris was, what else am I supposed to do? Yeah, but
okay. Before I even look at the reviews here, Palotris was summon a random legendary. This is just a big fucker.
It's infinite scaling. It's Gruul.
That's a 1.7.
Wait, is it actually? Did you get it on the dot? No, you were.
I put 1.4, but yeah, I'm obviously closer. Damn, Raffle, you're fucking crazy, bro.
Okay. Clearly, I'm not as well in tune with the mind of the Hearthstone player as.
I think if you got that, I just would have left. Like that would have been crazy. Yeah, a lot of the comments are really funny. The moment when you open a pack and see a legendary and you get the Boogeymonster feels bad, man.
First time chatter. Surely people weren't that oblivious. Somebody didn't tune in for last episode.
Yeah, it's crazy. I can definitely understand the logic of like based on what we saw in the last episode. Yeah, but most people figured that this was going to be really, really bad.
Okay. Well, they were right.
Which is funny.
All right. I got to rein it in a little bit and be smarter.
That's 4.1. That's crazy. Holy. All right. What's the next card? Does Raffle even play Hearthstone? No, he doesn't.
No, I'm a Palotris streamer now. Okay, here's another one that's been the bane of my existence. This one actually was a banned word in my chat for a while. It's plate breaker.
No way, dude. Okay. All right.
You see what I have to live with? You see why I don't stream Hearthstone anymore, Rarran?
Chat, look what you did.
Kobold, Sticky Finger, and Plate Breaker are just flooded with card suggestions in my chat.
So, for people who don't know, Kobold Sticky Fingers, I thought was going to be a horribly rated card because it's just weapon tech. And it ended up getting, what, like a 4.6 or something? Because people were like, oh, steel weapon's super good. Mm-hmm. There is no way that still applies to Plate Breaker. Please tell me I'm wrong. But Plate Breaker is a 5 and a 5/5 neutral minion. Battle card, destroy your opponent's armor. This card was unplayable for the entirety of time it was in standard. I think maybe in wild against like armor druid, people were like, oh, like this is going to be so good against it. And that's basically where it came down to. But wild isn't majority of players. which makes me believe that people were smart enough to realize that Platebreaker wasn't going to be good and it's a lower rated card.
Mm-hmm. I think you underestimate how much people just hate Druid in general.
That's, you know what? You're not wrong. There's actually a subreddit called Fuck Druid. I don't know if you were aware. I fully think that Druid might be one of the most hated class in the game, if not the most hated, other than Priest. So I can get it. But again, like when I see Platebreaker, I don't even think of Druid. I think of Warrior for the most part, because you have to be a wild player to really understand how annoying the armor Druid can be.
As a wild player, I can tell you, not terribly annoying, because it's been a bad deck almost its entire lifespan, and you so rarely encounter it. That, like, last time we talked about how Sticky Finger had a much higher play rate, like more than double the play rate of Kingsbane, despite being tech against Kingsbane.
Yeah.
I would venture to guess that there's probably a period of time where the same was true for Platebreaker compared to Linecracker. Like, people hate the deck more than it actually wins.
There's definitely an emotional thing here for sure. Yeah, you're entirely right.
Absolutely, yeah.
But I don't know, like I think there is a better satisfaction, like emotionally, and just from playing the card, like stealing your opponent's weapon and destroying their armor. I can't see the average Hearthstone player being like, damn, this card's gonna be so good. I really hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm right. Okay, let me get my guess in. Okay, what do you want to guess?
I went with 3.3 because what you don't understand, Rarran, is what chat has told me many times. This card actually deals 5,200 damage, so pretty good for 5 mana.
I'm gonna go with 2.1. I'm really banking on the fact.
I hope that you're more correct than me. Please, God.
This is what you said for Sticky Fingers last time.
I know.
So off. Okay. 4.5. There's no way, dude. What are the comments here?
Do you see now why I rated Boogeymonster 4.1?
I understand. There's no way. This card is going to be great for the Lich King boss, especially for Warrior. This card literally annihilates some decks. Rip controlled Warrior permanently in the wild format. Oh my God.
I tried to warn you, Rarran. I gave a glowing endorsement of this card, despite my like obvious disdain for it.
Hold on. If a card like this exists, then a card which destroys enemy quest should be available too. What does that even mean? Like, I don't understand. What quest?
It means that we should never allow input from the broader Hearthstone community into conversations of design in this video game.
Yeah, dude, I'm so confused. Oh,
this has been my life for the past however many.
I understand why you don't stream this game anyway. I'm about to follow suit. That's fucking crazy. Yeah. I lost faith in everyone. That's wild. Okay. Oh my God, that was your card, right? What the fuck?
Yes, it was. And it's 3-2 overall. Is that right?
Yeah, 3-2. Yeah. Let's do Plague and Murlocs.
Hey, okay.
That's a fun card. Oh my God, I can't believe that card's so high rated. That's insane. Okay. 3 mana Plague of Murlocs. Transform all minions into random Murlocs. This is Savers of Uldum. So during this time, I don't remember what Shaman was doing beforehand, but this ended up being somewhat playable. It wasn't great, but it was fine. And the card is just cool. Like, I think from a gameplay perspective, it's just cool seeing all these big minions just transform into Murlocs. I don't remember what people really thought of this card beforehand, though. It's not the best and flashiest card in the world, so I feel like it's pretty like meh, which makes me believe that people weren't that hyped for it.
Yeah, it is like you said, a good quality card though, right? Like, I think if it had been closer in proximity to when Devolve released, it probably would have had more eyes on it. But like, that's like, Saviors is a long ways away from whenever Devolve existed, right? So
yeah,
I think there's enough time between there that people outside of Wild who weren't living with Devolve on a daily basis weren't like thinking about this as like a slightly weaker but still kind of relevant version of Devolve potentially. So I think that probably hurt it.
Yeah.
And it was probably just kind of like, I don't know, just a card that exists in the set wasn't really like discussed.
Yeah, it's tough because I can't remember what Shaman really got in this set, but I'm gonna say that a lot during this video for sure. I have to carry on the meme. I think Shaman got Murloc stuff during this set, and they got the quest line too. So I don't remember whether or not I think the quest, or not the quest line, not the quest line. The quest was much more popular than this kind of effect, and Devolve was infinitely better than this. I think a lot of people could tell it was infinitely better than this. I just don't remember what people truly thought about giving your opponents like Murlocs, but I'm not very high up on this card.
Yeah, I don't. It is tough to evaluate. Just because, like, again, it's one of those like middle of the road solid cards that that isn't terribly exciting. So like, there's not a lot of chatter about it initially, which is where most of the ratings come in.
So I do agree with you, but I do think that most people are more optimistic on cards than pessimistic. Like, people often try to find like the best way to use this card. So I feel like most people would give it at least above a 3, which is where I'm trying to go into. It's just so strange because like, it's such a weird card to evaluate, especially because we just didn't really have an effect like this before.
Yeah, like the closest analog is Devolve, but like it is just a worse Devolve, like you said.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I have a guess. You have a guess?
Yeah, I have a guess.
Yeah, I'm going with 3.4.
I went 3.6, so we're kind of right in the same area.
All right. 4.5.
Okay.
Really?
We were way off.
Really strong card, good giant removal against giant mages. So during Rise of Shadows, I think mage had like that. I forgot what the giant's called. Was it Arcane Giant? Where it's like
yeah.
So like they had that card with Conjurer's Calling. Insane card, better devolved when used against the enemy board and could be great for you when combo with Soul of Murloc or other tokens. Also,
right,
goodbye Big Priest.
Better Devolve. Oh, right. People hate Big Priest. Okay. No, I forgot the Big Priest was existing at the same time as this. That should have jumped it up at least the one full rating that it like
Big Priest
did.
Okay,
yeah.
It's crazy how the pattern of just being super emotional about something makes cards better. Also, there's a comment on this thread that says will get nerfed, which I think is fantastic.
I was gonna make the bold guess that like there would be at least one person that would say this goes in every shaman deck now, just because like people would probably see this as both a control and an aggro tool, kind of like Devolve sort of ended up proving to be, but it just like at 3 mana did not prove to be that.
Yeah, it's people were really optimistic on just destroying Big Priest's life. It seems to be the biggest thing here.
What was the second shaman quest, by the way, from Saviors?
It was double battle cards for your hero power.
Oh, right. Okay, how could I forget that? People desperately want me to put that in every Shudderwalk deck.
It's pretty sick. All right, what's for next card? God, yeah, I can't believe
it's my turn again. Greybow. Gotta make sure we're barking up the right tree here.
That is true. You know, I actually, before we go to like talking about this card, I think when this card got revealed, I was like, what the fuck? This is so annoying. Like, I hated looking at this card. It looks so good. 5 mana 4/6 Druid Legendary Taunt. Death Rattle, give a random friendly minion Death Rattle, summon Greybow. This card ended up being not as good as I remember it, or as I thought it was going to be, because I think Druid just wanted to do better stuff. And I think during, especially Dark Moon Fair, they were playing like Clown Druid for the most part, and Druid never really got like a way to really support this. But I think from just like a vacuum analysis, like this card looks really strong. So I think people were probably like gonna go pretty high on this.
Another thing that you do have to consider is this card is significantly stronger against me personally than most other people, because I'm terrible about thinking through the consequences of like killing the Gray Bow and the minion that has the death rattle on it after the fact. So like this card might as well have a secondary line that says, against Raffle, fill the board with Gray Bows. Like that's the effect that it has.
And do you think while people were reviewing, they're like, man, Raffle's gonna suck against this card? Like it has to.
No, I wasn't that big of a streamer at the time, so
okay.
probably not. But if nowadays, yeah, maybe.
I was thinking actually, Dexter revealed this card. And I was thinking, like, does that matter at all? Like the fact that Dexter, who was pretty prominent during that time, he was one of the biggest YouTubers for sure for Hearthstone.
Right.
Would he have enough influence?
Possibly. I don't know if it would necessarily. Yeah, I think that like the same cohort that's like reading and clicking on Hearthstone top decks is probably like pretty plugged into the YouTube streaming audience as well. So
I agree.
I think it probably got more ratings and probably got higher ratings as a result of, when you reveal a card, you kind of have to like hype it up a little bit, right?
Yeah, it's definitely like, again, Darkman Fair wasn't, in my opinion, a super powerful set. Like at least when we first saw it, I can't like there's very few cards I remember from that set, but I do remember that this card was, people were like worried for it a little bit. It just seems strong. So I think Dexter's influence did matter, but I'm not sure if it really mattered for like rating on this site. Anyways, I have my answer if you're ready.
I'm ready.
All right, what do you got?
I've got a 4.6.
I got 4.5. I was gonna go with 4.6 and then I changed it.
He's screen cheating again. I can't believe it.
What do you mean again?
This is the second time you've been within 0.1 of me.
It's tough because I think both of us are.
It's tough.
In the shut the, oh my god. But take a shot every time I say it during this video. So
don't do that. For the love of God. Disavow. Do not do that.
It would be tough. Am I right? Okay.
It would be tough, yeah.
The review, 3.8.
Okay.
Dude, how is this worse than plate? I don't understand. All right, thank God I went 1 point.
The mind of a Hearthstone player is an interesting thing, Rarran.
You're right. You are okay. Let me read those comments here. Pretty cool, I guess. Using some death battles, I like it. Trash.
Honestly, hold on. Honestly, that's a perfect assessment of the card. Like
pretty cool, I
that
guess.
person hit the nail right on the head. That's perfect.
Yeah. I don't know. From someone who's played Hearthstone for so long, like I look at an effect like this and I'm like, my boomer brain's like, dude, this would be so fucking good like 2 years ago. Like it has to be good now, right?
No.
I don't know. Wow, I can't believe it. I thought it was gonna be higher. Okay. Did we do Prince Malchezaar last time?
We did one of the princes. I think we did Taldaram.
Yeah, okay. I agree. Okay, well, let's do
Wait, no. I think we did do.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we did Malchezaar.
All right. Let's do Vicious Fledgling.
Oh, I've been getting that in my chat as well.
Fledge.
That's not how you spell that word.
Oh, let's go.
Editor, do not put this part in.
No, this is what he's gonna add the clap.
Don't give him any ideas.
Okay, Vicious Fledgling, 3 minute. I think this was on the card right at the very beginning, right? 3 minute 3/3. After this minion attacks, adapt, and it's a beast. The main reason you would play this card is because you can innervate into the Wind Fury, which would be absolutely disgusting. And if I remember correctly, during Ungoro, people were so hyped about quests and other cards that this card did not really even get looked at for the most part. And then all of a sudden, people realized that, like, oh, wait a minute, you can innervate this card. And then if it hits Wind Fury, you just kind of lose.
Right. Like, it single-handedly won many games of Hearthstone and like high-level competitive play as well. Like, just a turn 1 Vicious Fledgling could win a game because it still gave you 2 mana crystals for some ungodly reason. And people use that to their advantage. So this card was just absolutely repulsive in specifically aggro druid, which is already a pretty good deck at the time. But then this card just came in and like would again hard carry games.
Yeah, it's just tough because I think just from a glance, it's like this card's not going to be as strong. Like I think it's really hard to evaluate like how good the Wind Fury would be, especially if you just innervated on turn 1. This card didn't get nerfed, right? I'm pretty confident it didn't. I think the only thing that got changed was Innervate got to 1 mana instead of 2 at some point, but I think that was later on.
Right. I think another thing is that like this card was obviously the first and only real time that Adapt was introduced.
Yes.
And so people didn't have a good assessment of how strong those adapts were going to be. It's hard to like understand until it happens how good Wind Fury is when you get to adapt twice, essentially, for the turn. So I think that there's a lot that would pre-release make this card a lot lower rated than it actually turned out to be.
Also, I think the concept of attacking a hero seems way weaker. Just from reading the text, like I'm reading it right now, I'm like, that doesn't sound very good. Because realistically, like if there's a minion, like if you hit it, this is just a 3/3.
Right.
That sounds bad.
No, so, that's a good point, because like a lot, especially the early turns, a lot of time, even in aggro mirrors, is a battle for the board, and like you're committed to sending this upstairs. And
yes, yeah. I also don't know what arena players thought of this, but I remember it being very strong in arena. I think they banned it from being drafted, but I don't know if that really matters in the grand scheme of this. I got my guess. You got your guess?
I do.
All right, I'm gonna go with 2.8.
Oh, I went 3.8. Just assuming that like after the fact ratings bumped this up quite a bit.
I'm basing this off that a lot of people just saw this as a 3/3/3, and
I think that's accurate to a lot of the pre-release evaluations. But
3.6.
I think after the fact it got bumped up.
That makes sense. Does it suggest me, or does the artwork of this card look horribly awful? Huh.
I think it's just you, friendo.
This guy said maybe arena. Play card survives attack phase Wind Fury, attack phase stealth, attack phase 3 attack phase stealth. Some dumb shit like this is gonna happen. It's gonna be in a troll did video. Holy shit. That guy's a prophet.
They are prophet. The only thing is that didn't just happen in a Trollden video. That happened in like the main stage of giant Hearthstone tournaments. Yeah. Hundreds of thousands of dollars on the line, and this card is determining who gets that money.
Yeah, I wonder if like in testing they knew how good this card was going to be, because they probably thought it was so harmless, right? They were like, oh, right. this can't be that good. Maybe adding Wind Fury as an adapt was like not a great decision. Maybe that was the problem. But I mean, how could they really tell, right? It's just so funny. Okay, I think you get to pick the next card, right?
Yeah. All right, give me your best ideas, chat.
For the record, it's 5-3 right now.
Who's got the 5?
You do.
All right.
I can't believe Plate Breaker is so high. I just still can't believe it. I'm so lost. That happened to me last time. I think like when we got Cobalt Sticky Figure, I think I just lost so many points in a row because I was just so lost. Fuck. Problem is probably Stealth. Stealth is definitely a problem with this card, but I think Wind Fury is definitely the most. Because if you didn't have Wind Fury, every time you attack, you would have to make the decision of, do you want to buff this minion again, or do you want to get Stealth?
Sorry, my card library is broken.
You're good. What was the card they picked, by the way?
I'm trying to. We're not doing Knife Thunder. That's not a real card.
I remember Crib Malding because of Doctor 3. That was an arena, right? It's probably so awful to play against an arena. All right, what's up?
That's the one. Yes.
Which one?
Lost in the Park. This is the quest line that provides the reward of Guff the Tough.
Okay.
I feel like you've probably got some weird mind meld connection with this card.
Why? Because of Stormwind?
Well, because it's Guff the Tough.
Why? What does that have to do with me? Oh, it's tough. Oh, I get it. That's so fun. Lost in the Park. 1 mana questline for Druid. Gain 4 armor. Attack with your hero. Reward, you get 5 armor. Then you get Defend the Squirrels, which is gain 5 attack with your hero. And then you get 5 armor and you draw a card. Then you get Feral Frenzy, which is gain 6 attack with your hero. Then you get Guff the Tough. And then you get Guff the Tough himself, which is a 5-minute 8/8 taunt. Battlecry, give your hero +8 attack this turn and gain 8 armor. Sorry. I think, like, I'm going back into United Stormwind, and I remember the first thing they did was they showed the Priest quest line. That was the first thing they did, which was really, really smart. And that one was super flashy. Like that is you win the game if you do this. That was super cool, really smart from the people who decided that card was going to go first. And then you compare something like that to this one, and your goblin brain thinks to itself, this card is so less cool and interesting, I don't think it's going to be very good. And I think I'm leaning towards that. Now, obviously, at some point, I think this card actually ended up being pretty great. I can't remember when, but it was much later than Stormwind, I believe. And you're comparing this to the Demon Seed, you're comparing this to the Mage questline, you're comparing this to the Demon Hunter questline. Like there's infinitely other stuff to do in this set where I think this one just didn't really make that much of an impact.
Yeah, for context, like you could make an argument that this is maybe the second most impactful questline in the wild format, at least.
Yeah.
Probably between this and the Demon Hunter. Like, obviously Demon Seed wins, but like this deck this questline was something that like was super problematic for a while in Wild when like New Yogg came. It had popped up before that. Like basically anything that benefited from a lot of spell casting, or it became the old version of Kingsbane Rogue, basically, where you would just hit the opponent in the face and heal for effectively that much damage every turn. And so you were just an aggressive deck that could not ever be killed because of the armor that you were generating. But to your point, everybody just completely ignored it because it is the most boring looking quest line that has ever existed. Like, it just looks so unbelievably boring. And then even Guff the Tough himself, +8 attack and gain 8 armor, compared to like you win the game if you draw this card, and like your opponent permanently takes infinity damage and fatigue from the Demon Seed. Like it's just so unbelievably boring and underwhelming compared to that there's no way it was rated highly to begin with. And I think people still underestimate just how strong this card ended up being.
Yeah, it was definitely undervalued, like for sure. And I don't know how much wild players, there's no way they're going to come back to this like years on and be like, oh, like this card ended up being really good. So my opinion, I think this card's going to be towards the lower side. But the only thing that's making me believe it's going to be a little bit higher is because we talked about like people are more optimistic on card ratings because they want cards to be good. But we saw how good the boring Death Knight was for Druid, and I wonder if that influenced it at all. But that's like too far in the past, I think, when this card came out.
Yeah, no, that's actually a really good comparison too, because like it was underwhelming and ended up being one of the better ones. Some of that was the other stuff that Druid was doing at the time. But I think like another thing to consider with this is just how much people hate Druid. I don't know if that's going to move it up or down. I think people are going to like see that Druid gets the boring one and be like, good, who cares? And then
someone actually wrote this in chat. I think it's really smart. This is not a win condition, it's just grid support, which is like a huge thing for quest lines, because all the other quest lines were a win condition for the most part, other than like the rogue one. So
no, that is true. And then but also like progressing the support along the way also, you know, furthers your win condition of setting the opponent to 0. So like as you're making progress towards the quest to get the support, like it kind of it works synergistically, but like you also are kind of accidentally realizing your win condition in the process.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Okay, you have a rating?
Yes.
Yeah, what do you got?
I went with 2.5.
I went with 3.2.
Okay, same area. I think you might be closer just because like the inherent inflation with the ratings. I
just think that this card doesn't look bad. It just doesn't look like interesting. And because it's not a bad looking card, I think people will be willing to give it higher than that 3. It got 2.3. Dude, what the fuck are we doing in my swamp? Like, what is the... Okay.
I think what you're underestimating is how like upsetting it is when people see a card that just looks boring. And so they're going to rate it lower just because like, wow, this is dumb that it even exists. Like, yeah, that's how I ended up with the 2.5. People are just like rage reviewing it and not. They're basically saying, wow, look at this compared to I think comparing this to the other quest lines is what dropped it so significantly.
Yeah, no, it's definitely smart. A lot of people are being like, this looks boring. It looks really weak. Worst quest ever. Did Blizzard not learn from their Gonk Druid back in Rostakon?
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, that's like a fair thing to like bias your results towards, right?
Yeah,
Like,
you're right.
They've tried to attack Druid in the past and it flopped. In the same way that, like, you know, I could have seen Snowfall Guardian getting a lower rating because wow, we're back to free shaman things again.
Yeah, I guess I wish we had a better timeline on when cards were revealed, because I wonder if the entire Druid set was released when this card was, or like they just showed the quest lines and then had people.
I don't think that matters too much because people are always just going to compare this card to the other quests. They did the same thing with Quest Rogue, right? Like, people didn't consider the Ungoro Rogue quest a card at all. And then, like, I don't know.
I don't know. Okay. I'm still surprised that that got so low. That's actually crazy, in my opinion.
I honestly, when you said your rating, I'm like, oh man, he got it.
It just doesn't seem like I understand in comparison to other cards, like it doesn't look fun and exciting, but it doesn't look bad. Like, it's crazy to me that this card, I guess maybe it doesn't strike emotion, which is like the biggest thing. What is with people recommending Knife Vendor? Like, that doesn't sound interesting.
That's what okay. So it's not just my chat.
No,
like,
I think there's a guy spamming it in both.
Oh, okay. But that card's just vanilla.
Whatever.
Boring.
Whatever. I'm gonna do let's do Professor Slate. Actually, I think that one's really smart. Professor has 1F, right? Yeah.
Nope. Oh, 1F.
Would you
I thought you said S.
Oh, no. Okay, what up? I was just double checking. I can't believe that, man. That's so wild. This is such an eye-opening like series. Like, it's so crazy to just see what people thought of. I wish we had a bigger database. Like, I wish Hearthstone had first-party ratings on their site. It would have been really interesting to see what people would have said. All right, Professor Slate, 3-mana 3/4. Your spells are poisonous. This was for Scholomance Academy. If I remember correctly, I think people thought this card was actually going to be really good. I
don't know about really good, but I can imagine people rating it higher than it was. Like, it's at worst it's a spider tank, right?
Yeah, worst it's a spider tank, which is honestly a good standard to be for a 3-drop. But this Hunter's biggest thing often was they had no good removal, and this card just gave Hunter removal for a 3-mana 3/4. And I think I'll go for it.
There's a big bias towards like making Control Hunter work. We talked about this a little bit last time with Deathstalker Rex. Our people just desperately want to play a Control Hunter.
Yeah, I also think this is like it's a tempo card for sure, but it's also like a really good value card. Like, you see this card, you're like, man, I can make my 1-cost spell kill a ginormous minion, and I get a 3/4 stat line. Like, that's nuts.
And I only have to pay 2 cards for it.
I just, in a world where Hunter like kind of wants this effect, I feel like where people were pretty optimistic on it. And I'm trying to think whether or not we've ever had an effect like this before, where it's like your spells are poisonous. I can't think there's really anything else to evaluate with or compare this to, I should say.
Right. There is a spell a Hunter spell that gives their spells poisonous, but I think that came after the fact. It's also
you're right.
Interesting to think about if this came before or after something like Bola Shot was reintroduced.
Correct.
Was
that Barons when that card came out?
I think that was Barons, so I think it would have been after the fact. So yeah, Hunter probably didn't have a lot of multi-target spells at this time, so that could.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like what was in the game. Like we had before this, we had Shadows, we had Uldum, we had Descent, and then Ashes of Outlands. And during 3 of those sets, for the most part, Highlander Druid was the most popular thing to be doing. So I also feel like maybe people were like, oh, Professor Slate kind of fits into that a little bit because it's just like a removal. I can maybe see this. This is really tough. I actually think this is a very difficult one to evaluate. This isn't very obvious.
I keep going back and forth.
I'm just trying to really understand what people thought about your spells are poisonous, because it just has like a line of text that is very powerful.
Yes,
and it's in a class that doesn't have great removal, so I'm thinking this could be really, really strong.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't. It objectively was not very strong, but I think it would get highly rated. I agree.
Okay. I'm gonna go with 4.4.
Ooh, all right. I went 3.7.
Okay. Okay. I'm really basing this off the fact that
I
people
know.
think that this is not strong. 4.0. What'd you say?
3.7.
No, you beat me by 0.1. Shit.
I can't tell you how many times I had changed it from like 3.5, 3.6. Then you finally kept talking it up so much. I'm like, okay, we'll go 3.7.
Ah, man.
Every sentence that you like,
I gotta stop
added
talking.
to this,
I'm just gonna look at the card and just be like, okay, I'm ready to go.
Right. Every sentence just kept bumping up the rating by 0.1. At the start, you would have had it. Then we would have tied. Then you finally talked me into it.
Dude, the first comment on this says, I hate this class with all my soul. You should play bad cards to make this work, so it's not worth playing. That's a good sentence.
That holds true. Yeah, that is an accurate assessment of what was wrong with that card.
Yeah, I think in theory it looks really good, but I think you look at the card pool available and ask yourself, like, are we going to really play this? And yeah, that's what it probably came down to for the most part. Okay, I think that's fair. 4, I think, is a pretty good estimate for what this card was going to be, though. Somewhere around there. All right, what do you want to do next?
All right. Quick question, Rarran. How do you feel about the Lunacy?
Lunacy?
Yeah, how about Deck of Lunacy?
I think it's one of the best cards ever released. And okay. It feels great around my
feet.
Sorry, what?
Oh. What were you talking about?
Nicole, if you watch this video, I'm so sorry. What?
Huh?
Deck of Lunacy. Yeah, I did a video recently, which was like the top 100 cards in Hearthstone, and this was number 8, 9, like, and I will explain why.
Who made you? What?
What's going on?
Are we talking about the other thing again?
No. We're talking about this card. I love this card.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, no, but I wouldn't rate it that highly as like one of the strongest.
Let me explain why. Deck of Lunacy, 2 mana, transform spells in your deck into ones that cost 3 or more, and then they keep their original cost. When this card was first released during Darkmoon Fair, it was not good. And that's also just because the density of really bad minions, or bad spells in the pool that made often it not feel really great. Mm-hmm. The thing that made this card really good is rotation, and Mage got Refreshing Spring Water. The reason I rated this card so highly on the list is because there are very few cards that if you played it exactly on turn 2, the game is over. And this is one of those cards. If this card was played on turn 2, you probably should have just conceded your game.
So like Keleseth was number 5 or 6 then, right?
Keleseth was, I think, in top 50. The reason why Keleseth wasn't higher, though, is because Keleseth is good, don't get me wrong, but I don't think it was at the same level as how dominant Deck of Lunacy was during its metagame. Like, Keleseth is played, but Deck of Lunacy for a very brief time there was, like, absolutely disgusting. But that's not what we're talking about in this video. This video is what this card was rated when it was basically being revealed. And this card looks like an absolute meme. And
yes. And it wasn't. You're absolutely right that it was initially. But the rotation like really amplified it because you would just get a guaranteed in a Grand Slam, I think, right?
Yeah, the Grand Slam was like the only 10. You also got like the Libram of Hope or whatever it's called as like one of the really strong spells on was it 9 mana? I think that's what that card was called. Anyways, it was really good post rotation. I think for a lot of people it seemed really like bad. And this is a weird card because I think Mage is one of the most popular classes in the game. So I want people to, I want to think that people were like, oh my God, I love this card. It's so fun, et cetera, et cetera. But for the most part, I just don't imagine a world where people were rating that this high.
I think the only thing that's going to make it likely that people rated it reasonably highly is the fun factor. Like it's goofy. I don't know how much we haven't had a card like this where it initially at least just looked like a pure meme. But the meme that people like to goof around with. So I don't know I don't have a basis for how to evaluate that type of card because we've just
we haven't really done that, right? You're so right. Like
You're
a random wacky card.
I think the closest one was Prince Malchezaar, which I think was rated more highly than either of us expected, unless I'm just completely making that up.
Don't remember.
I don't remember either. I kind of blacked out during that video and was just clapping.
I think it's because it's mage and it was a legendary. People might want to rate this a little bit higher because, again, people are really optimistic when they rate cards and they're like, oh, like this could be really good. I could get this one. I can get this. And they did print Spell Mage before this because in Ashes of Outlands, they got spell support with like Incanter's Flow. Reminder at this point, Incanter's Flow was 2 mana. Smile. So that is something that I think would maybe push this up a little bit higher. I'm going to imagine that people just saw this as very fun and that dictated their guess or the rating.
That's my assessment as well.
Okay. Did I pick this card or you pick this card? You picked this card.
I picked this card. I went with 3.9.
I went with 3.9.
He's copying my work again, man.
Oh,
you're supposed to make some changes to make it look a little different.
Dude, I'm so sorry. Listen, I was gonna go with like 3.7, but I think 3.9 makes sense because
I was up at like 4.3, 4.2 for a while, and then I kept bringing it down.
It's 3.3.
Yeah, that's one of our better guesses.
It's actually pretty. Yeah, it's pretty honest. This is so goddamn OP. I lost my words. First evocation, now this. Come on, Blizzard, you can do better than this. Interesting.
You know what? Oh, something we didn't consider.
What's
I
that?
wonder if wild gamers were freaking out over this, like completing the old Open the Waygate quest.
Open the Waygate. Oh, no way.
I gotta tell you, anytime a card that comes out even remotely similar to this, people do go through that whole thing.
What, like, is this gonna be good in this deck? I guess that's fair. Okay. I guess no one gets a point here then, right? Like, we both picked the exact same. We didn't really discuss what happens if we both pick the exact same one.
I think it probably just...
We just move on, I guess.
Both points go to me.
No, what the fuck? Both points?
Yeah.
We could do both of us get a point. Would you rather that or rather than no one get a point?
Sure. Okay. I guess that's a compromise. Like, we'll meet in the middle. You wanted 0 points. I wanted both points go to me. We'll go 1 point each.
Okay. All right, chat. Give me some older cards, because older cards have more reviews on them, so it makes it more interesting. I'm just trying to see if we haven't done this.
Yeah, like Ungoro period is probably the good.
Ooh, I like that one. Counterfeit coin. That's a real spicer right there. I don't think we did this one. Doesn't sound familiar.
I don't think we did either. This is a good choice.
All right. Counterfeit coin, 0 mana for rogue. Gain 1 mana crystal this turn only. People knew how good the coin was in rogue. So I'd imagine that when this card was released, people were like, damn, this is going to be pretty good in rogue. That's my analysis.
I don't know. I think people might be like, well, you just get the coin 50% of the time. Why would I add it to my deck? But at the same time, like, Auctioneer was still a thing around this time, right?
Auctioneer was 6 mana at this time, yeah.
Right. So it was still played because...
See, it's tough because Rogue really likes the coin just because of combo activators. So like this is like a guaranteed combo activator. And obviously this ended up being a really good card. People ran this card forever. But
I will say that like the reason this card is good is because of the abundant card draw in Rogue. Like this card in any other class would be trash if you didn't have the capacity to just like draw your entire deck in any number of ways as a Rogue.
I guess that's fair. The other thing, someone in my chat wrote this, and I think that's actually very, very good. It's just a worse innervate. Like when this was released, this is just 1 less mana to get for a rogue, and that seems really strange. But
there's a reason for that, and the reason for that is like the abundant card draw available to rogue, right? So, but I think to that chatter's point, like people are going to rate this lower because they're going to be like, wow, this is just a worse innervate. Why would this card exist? So I think that's going to actually lower the rating quite a bit.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. I think this card was definitely on the lower side. I'm a huge fan of this card in hindsight, but yeah, I think at the time this was just not it.
I don't, and I think at the time I don't think it was played outside of just like a Miracle Rogue deck, right? Like you aren't running this in a.
To be fair, Rogue was always doing like Rogue's bread and butter was Miracle, right? So it's not like it was a bad thing.
No, but you aren't like using this as a like as a combo activator in an aggro rogue or anything like that. You're only using this as a cycle engine off of Auctioneer.
Okay. All right. I have my guess. You ready to go?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna go 2.4.
Ooh. Okay, I copied this time. I went 2.3.
Oh shit. Okay. I'm gonna so the one thing that I didn't mention just specifically for this was that prep was still at 3.
Yes.
And prep at 3 I think almost makes this a little bit more redundant because you didn't really need it. But I don't know. I think it's 4 out of 5.
Well, you got it.
I did get it. See, I don't know why I'm surprised at that because I can understand the logic. I'm just hurt from Playbreaker. This card is bad in every way. It's only good if Gadsden is on the board. Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm seeing this card as being really strong. It's mainly because it speeds up Miracle Rogue a lot. People have mentioned Tomb Pillager, which is a good comparison, but what Tomb Pillager gains from having a strong body, it loses for being a slow card. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Weaker prep sees maybe 1 copy of.
Yeah, they're kind of. How did it arrive at 4 when the comments are just all over the place? Like they're on hard extremes in either direction. It feels like.
Yeah, but that's generally how reviewers go, right? Like,
yeah, I guess so.
It's funny how you have to take a stance rather than just being like, it looks okay. So I think a lot of people again saw the potential with a card like this, and you're talking about Miracle Rogue. Edwin was still in the game, which was a bigger deal because I guess you can make a bigger Edwin. I can understand it. People are saying like this is worse than Innervate, but I mean, worse Innervate is still good.
Right, and the contact like Innervate in Druid is still being run at 0 mana plus 1 mana, right? Like
yes, yeah.
Innervate in Rogue would have been an absolute nightmare at that period of time.
Yeah, I would have not played this game.
Yeah.
All right, your chat.
Yeah, we've got one ready for you. Cue the life coach memes. The Marsh Queen.
The Marsh Queen. Okay. I mean, this one's gonna be really interesting just because there was so much. I'm not gonna call it pressure, but a lot of creators thought this card was gonna be very good.
Mm-hmm.
The Marsh Queen, the quest for Hunter during Ongoro, 1 mana, play 7 1-cost minions, and you get Queen Carnassa, which is a 5 mana 8/8 with. Wait, this has Rush. It did not have Rush before. Battlecry. I think it was shuffle 15 Raptors into your deck, not 20.
It did, yes.
And then this is what that looks like. Man, they really buffed this card for Twisted. I don't even think anyone played it. It's so funny.
This is news to me that they buffed this card. I'm gonna be honest. I completely overlooked that.
I forgot as well. Well, because Twist was just that month of Twist. Let's not gonna talk about that. I'm gonna go on a tangent. As we've mentioned before, this card was very highly rated going into. People had a lot of expectations for this because Hunter already likes playing 1-cost minions, and then just getting a bunch of 1-cost minions that are 3/2s that draw a card seems absolutely insane, especially during the time that we were in for Hearthstone. And it just felt like Hunter was going to play this in literally every single deck it had. It did turn out that this was really bad. Not really bad, but bad, because you're skipping your turn 1 as an aggro deck to hopefully catch up later in the game. But why would you want to do that when you could just kill them? And then it turned out there's just better ways of playing. Also, I don't know if this really matters, but what was the card from Mean Street's Alley Cat? Like, I think a lot of people would rather play Alley Cat than play the Marsh Queen on turn 1.
Yeah, well, at least people that want to win games of Hearthstone would.
Yes, you're entirely right. But I like you said, Life Coach, who was a pro player at the time, literally quit the game preemptively because he was like, I don't want to play in a world where this card's actually in the game.
Right.
And
yeah, I think that there was more like that's like the community's memory of that, and like that became the meme. But there's probably a little bit more to it than just that. But yes, that.
You know what's funny? There's not really. I remember doing a video called like "Why Life Coach Left," and I think from an interview he was talking about, he said he saw Blizzard showed them the new quests, and he said like, "Why are you guys printing this? You guys should nerf it." And then they didn't nerf it. And I think he just got upset and left. I think that's literally what the story was, as far as I can remember. So if you're hearing that as a regular player, and creators, especially in the early days of Hearthstone, had so much influence on what people thought. Especially, I guess currently that still happens, but not as much as like the older generation with like Crip, Life Coach, etc. So I think this card is reviewed very highly.
Yes.
Very, very highly.
But then there's like the after the fact reviews coming in that might drag it down a little bit. Because we've had like several years of the reality of the Marsh Queen, and there was only like a few month period of the pre-release reaction. Obviously, like the intensity of that pre-release reaction is going to be stronger, but like then the reality has like there's more reviews that are going to come trickling in over the remainder of the time.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think during this time there was more reviews, so I think it would change it a lot less.
That's true.
Than like newer cards. So I'm pretty set on my guess. What are you going with?
I went 3.3.
Oh, I went 4.5.
Yeah, we'll see. I guess this will tell us how much of an impact the early ratings have.
I just remember specifically during that time that people thought Lucari Sacrifice and this one were going to be the best ones.
Yes.
So that's why
it's amazing how right they were.
4.3 is one of those.
Really?
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
Let's go. Let's do the review. I'm actually really sad. This will be the first card I unpack. Wait, Life Coach told HS not to print this card, saying 50-50 it's either useless or too strong.
I remember that part of it, which is like that is the you can say that about nearly every single card that's ever existed and you'd be like right. Like that is saying something. That is the most extreme version of saying something without actually saying anything.
Yeah, I also like one thing we didn't discuss either is I feel like the release of the cards matters so much, where it's like, was this the last quest revealed? And then you have to compare this quest to everything else in the game? Or was this just dropped before? Like, I wish we had the timeline, but yeah, it seemed like people were pretty optimistic on this card for the most part.
Clearly.
Yeah.
So I think that tells us that, like, before release weights things extremely heavily, especially for some of the older sets.
Yeah, this is people seemed like they were really interested in this card. Okay. Sounds good. Let's see what else we got. I don't want to do another quest from Angoro. What expansion was Druid of the Fang from? It might have been too old. Because I think that was from GVG. That set's a fucking insane shit. We did Kingsbane last time. Have we done Spectral Cutlass? Did we do Spectral Cutlass?
I don't think so.
Let's do Spectral. That's a good card. By the way, in case you're curious, it's 8-6
Okay. So I just need to win 7 in a row?
7 in a row. Okay. Spectral Cutlass, rogue weapon, 4 mana for 2 attack and 2 durability. It has lifesteal, and whenever you play a card from another class, it gains +1 durability. Now, I can't remember if Tess was revealed before or after this. And I think that actually matters quite a bit because this card obviously fits into the Test deck. If this was revealed before Test, it feels kind of weird. Because it's like, what are you putting this in? And most of Rogue's lifespan, up until recently, Thief Rogue was kind of not that great. So I would imagine that people would not review this very high.
Yes, but you also have to remember that no matter how bad it was, until it was good, people used to love Thief Rogue. Like, they wanted it to be good.
Yeah, Thief Rogue is a very popular archetype. People love that shit. But the thing, okay, this was released, the expansion after Kingsbane was released. I feel like that has to have some impact, right? Like, people
probably not a good one.
People definitely saw this card and was like, yeah, why am I playing that when I can just play Kingsbane, right?
Yeah, no, you're right.
So it really comes down to how much did people evaluate lifesteal? How fun do people think this card's gonna be with like tests? And then, dude, people see Kingsbane and go like, why do we want this in the game?
Mm-hmm. No, those are all great points.
Which is very hard to buy because this card is like currently this card's pretty sick. This is a fun card. This
Yeah.
ended up being a really, really fun card for a while. Okay.
No,
I don't. Okay. You have a guess?
I do. I'm not confident in it.
All right. I'm gonna go 3.8.
I went 3.4.
Okay. I'm tempted to think that this will be lower, but I'm gonna pray to God that Tess was revealed before this. And I'm gonna bank it off that because I think if people saw Tess and this, like their goblin brain gets really excited.
Yeah.
1.9. Oh my God.
Okay. I gotta tell you, I was up in the 4s until you brought up the Kingsbane point, and I dropped it significantly.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So thank you for that point.
You're 1.9. What are the things here?
I think it's just the comparison to Kingsbane is what did it.
Nerf Blade Flurry because it limits weapon design space, and then it says this.
Those two things are completely unrelated.
No, I think what they're saying is like they nerfed it because they wanted to do cooler weapons or better weapons, and then this is what they printed. It's so bad and is an epic. Spectral Dustless.
I mean, those comments were right until fairly recently, right?
Yeah, it was not a good card. It was not a good card. Yeah, I think it's like, maybe in my mind too, like at rotation, maybe we thought this was better, but I should have thought about it a little bit more because the Ungoro Frozen Throne and the Cobalt and Catacomb year was disgusting in terms of power. So seeing a card like this probably was like whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just used Kingbane instead of this. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I should have gone lower. Kingsbane thing was crazy. All right. What about your chat?
Okay, that's actually a good one. I've got two good ones lined up. Let's go with a Corrupt Elementalist.
Corrupt Elementalist. Why do I not know what card? Oh,
okay. You will.
Okay.
This is the card that made for potentially one of the strongest decks in Hearthstone history.
Yeah, this is going to be really interesting because, again, I don't know how they did the reveal for Galakron. Did they show all of them and then they show the invokes?
I simply think it does not matter. The order, people are going to rate it the same no matter what, which is much, much lower than it ended up being. Just because, like, the corrupt effect was a little bit, like, seemingly boring. It was just the rush minions, right? And I think people they see a 5-mana 3/3, not understanding how impactful corrupting twice would be.
Yeah, this one definitely caught people by surprise, I think. Because
the whole deck archetype did. I think that, like, the Galakron, I don't think Shaman was one of the higher rated ones going in, and then it ended up, again, being one of the strongest decks in the history of Hearthstone that needed like emergency nerfs like we've never seen before. Like it's up there with Day One Demon Hunter in terms of like how
it was very good. Yeah,
devastatingly bad it was and oppressive it was.
Yeah, Shaman was like in terms of like power or interestingness, like it was definitely probably the least exciting one, maybe other than Priest. Like it just felt like it. Actually, Warlocks was kind of whatever.
Warlock, yeah. I was gonna say Warlock was probably the most boring. But Shaman was right around, like seemingly right around there with it, right? Because you're summoning imps for Warlock. With Shaman, you're just summoning rush elementals, right? It looks very similar on paper until you start like actually playing it.
Yeah, so I'm imagining that this was probably rated a lot lower based on what you're describing. The only other reason I think that this might be reviewed a little bit higher is because people saw the Galakron effect and like knew like all of them were going to be probably playable.
Yeah.
So this kind of fits in the package of Galakron, so I kind of want to go a little higher on this.
Yeah, no, that's true.
This is interesting. Yeah, everyone's card at 5 mana was so fun. So miserable. Okay.
Another thing, though, it also looks very, like, especially in Shaman, it looks very similar to just, like, the neutral 4-mana invoke card, right? Like, I can see somebody looking at those two cards and telling corporate it's the same picture before they like actually get to play with them.
That's completely fair. Yeah, I know what you mean. God, this is. I think you're right. I think people were definitely not very excited for this, and then it ended up being like shockingly really really good. I think they also revealed the Rogue One first, and the Rogue One was like the spiciest one out of all of them.
Right. No, the Rogue One, the Warrior One, seemed to be the things that people were most excited to play around with, and they were both good. Like, don't get me wrong, it's just they were overshadowed by Shaman that kind of took people by surprise.
Yes, 100%. Okay, I have my guess. Your guess?
Yes.
Okay, what are you going with?
I went with 3.2.
I went for 3.7.
Okay. We'll see. We'll see how low it actually was.
My rating is like, I can't do this card on its own. It has to be a part of the package, and I still think people thought that it was going to be good.
Yeah, you're probably right.
4.5.
Okay. You are very right. And so is the community. Like, they maybe should have gone up to 5.5. But I mean, we can't fault them for that. There's no actual possible way to do that.
Yeah, this is really good. Easy turns 7 Shaman Galakrond.
Yeah, that's accurate.
Yeah, actually, a lot of people thought this was going to be the best Invoke card. We just probably just remember it properly.
Okay.
That maybe makes it was a lot of sense. Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
So I'm guessing, like, if we go back in hindsight, they probably revealed all the neutral Galakrond cards first, and then we got to see the class ones, and then you see this one comparatively to like all the other ones. You're like, wow, Invoking seems really strong. I'm probably gonna do that. That's really interesting. All right, I'll do everything is awesome. That sounds like a good card.
Ooh. Okay.
For the record, it's 9-7. Very close here.
It was close last time too.
And what was it?
I don't know. I'm just trying to tell myself that to feel better about the loss.
Everything is awesome. 7 mana. Give your minions +2/+2. Costs 1 less for each Murloc you control. I'm gonna be completely honest. I thought this was the Paladin card that resummoned all the Murlocs that died this game.
Anything can happen, Rarran. How could you get those two mixed up?
One of these cards was really good. The other one was questionable. And this is the questionable one as far as I'm concerned. Now, we got to go back. This is League of Explorers, so this is way back. This is after Grand Tournament. How plausible was a Murloc deck for Shaman?
I mean, early Hearthstone, you could just shove Murlocs into anything and be kind of okay with it, right? Murloc War Leader was super busted. I hit rank 1 Legend with Murloc Druid. Like,
holy
you could
shit.
literally just shove Murlocs in anything when War Leader did the things that it used to do.
Yeah, War Leader used to say +1 health, right? That was what it was. Yeah, I remember that shit. That was crazy good. Okay, so I'm gonna try to talk myself into hyping this card up a little bit. This card was printed where Savage Roar was still a really good card for 3 mana, and you got +2 attack. Bloodlust was playable, and you got +3 attack. This is +2/+2, and you can make it cheaper than Bloodlust, depending, or as cheap as Savage Roar, depending what your board was. So people thought this was probably going to be good.
You say that, and I would agree with you. The problem is, as we saw with something like a Corridor Creeper, initially, until people actually start playing the card, evaluating things that can get their cost reduced is very difficult to do because it's hard to predict how easily something can get to 0, like an Everything is Awesome. Like modern Hearthstone, or at least modern Wild, this card costs 0 mana every time, and like has been very good at periods of time because of that. So, but it's hard to assess that ahead of time, to be fair.
Yeah, I guess you're right. So you're saying that people would evaluate this card just at 7 mana. And
I don't think at 7 mana, but like I think it's harder to. I don't think you look at this card and say, I'm going to have a full board of Murlocs. It's going to cost 0 and win me the game. I think it's hard to look at that without playing it.
Yes.
And without knowing how like realistic that actually ended up being.
It's okay. I can't remember, but were like any Murlocs released during League of Explorers? It's been so long.
Probably. I don't know. So a lot of the good Shaman Murlocs came later with like the Murloc Quest in Ungoro.
Yeah.
Post Ungoro. But like Murlocs always do. almost as much, maybe more than other minion types, have like a loyal following of players that like just love Murlocs just because they're kind of nostalgic.
You're right. It is
Wow.
Murlocs. It is Murlocs. You're right. God, this is actually a really tough one because I'm trying to imagine, like, people are optimistic when it comes to reviewing, and like this is like a cool card if you actually get to pop off with it.
Right.
Okay.
You might say, Rarran, that it's a tough one.
It's a tough one indeed. It is a tough one. Was old Murkai in standard? It was yet. Every Murloc in classic was in standard up in this point. I think War Leader was still War Leader was still +1 health, I think, at this time.
Yeah, and Murkai was the first one, like was part of that first Hall of Fame rotation, I think.
Yeah, that card was a problem. Okay, I've a rating you.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna go with 3.4.
I went 3.6, so this is gonna be close.
Shit. Okay. 4.0.
All right.
Not a lot of reviews for this card, so this is when Hearthstone top decks must have.
Yeah, it's right around its inception point. So we need things later than this, but still kind of early.
Holy fuck! This is overpowered with everything is awesome. Does this make a Murloc deck viable? Wait, what?
I think they got confused with anything, and also how deck building and classes work in Hearthstone.
Yeah, this is. I'm surprised it's so high up, but it's like we were. Here's a random ass question, chat. Feel free to answer this as well. Do you think Hearthstone card gamers have gotten better at reviewing cards as Hearthstone's gotten older?
I think what's more likely the case is that the people that are more engaged with the game are more likely to stick around to this point, right? Like the more serious players are still playing Hearthstone than then you had a lot of casuals because it was a more popular game during
That's fair.
This period.
That's fair. Yeah, okay. No, I get what you mean. The amount of yes and no's I got was like.
So I don't think it's that we've necessarily gotten better, because I think as a community, myself included, we're still very bad at like evaluating and rating cards. But I think we're not there. Like a lot of the people that are the wild cards that we're just playing very casually have been like moved on to other games.
I guess you. Okay. Your chat's turn.
Yeah, we've got, this is the second one I queued up from last time. It's Myra's Unstable Element.
Ooh. I can't type. All right. Myra's Unstable Element, okay. 5 mana, legendary spell for rogue, draw the rest of your deck. Crazy interesting card here. And I don't think we have anything to compare this before this. This is just...
I think the closest we could look is maybe an Alunith, right? It doesn't quite draw your deck.
Fair. Yeah.
But like eventually it did, and a lot of people, were initially a little bit skeptical of it because of the concern for fatigue, and then saw how strong it was, and then maybe that might have caused people to overrate this a little bit.
See, it's... I almost said it's tough, but it is tough because how much
card drawing card games is good.
Card drawing card games is good. And was preparation still -3? It was, right? So
I have no idea.
This could be looked at as 2 mana, draw the rest of your deck. All right, I got my answer.
So do I.
I think this one is like, yeah, it's probably
it's going to be on one end of the extremes or the other.
Yeah,
I'm going to pull a life coach here and say that people either rated this very lowly or very highly.
Chef Nomi was not in the game at this point. No, Chef Nomi came 2 expansions later. The Mechathune was added during this, and
yes, but the enablers for Mechathune Rogue came much later.
Yeah. Okay. All right. This was your card, right? Which one are you picking?
Yes.
Or what's your rating for this?
I went 2.1.
I went 4.5.
Okay. Well, we represent either extreme, so this is perfect.
Okay, my logic is this card is super flashy. Preparation still discounts by 3. And I think a lot of people were aware that this card would just be used to like find a win condition.
Yeah.
And that's why I think it was rated so high.
Okay. I don't think your logic is wrong. I thought like I said, I could see
It was 3. What did you pick? You're closer for sure.
3.1.
3.1. Damn. Yeah.
No, 2.
Oh, 2.1. 2.1. Okay, yeah. You were closer for sure. Yeah. It's 3. Actually, a lot of votes for this one. This is a really good set for this.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Only 2.9 rating, so people did increase this afterwards. Surprised people can't see how busted this card is going to be. I'll be one of the first to say this is likely to be the first card nerfed in the new set. New ways to concede. Interesting.
It's something that we didn't bring up, but is worth considering, is that more casual players in particular are terrified of fatigue, like in any way.
Oh,
like
that's
even
fair.
if this could draw you a win condition, but if you take those like 1 to 5 points of fatigue, that's
it's
crazy.
It's also one of those cards that I think is just really hard to evaluate. Which is why I think people are safe on it, right?
I'm more surprised by how it ended up at 3.0 than your rating of 4.5, to be honest with you.
Well, I think it's
like,
just...
I think what happened is it just averaged out the two extremes.
Yeah, you're definitely right. I think a lot of people were either like, this is going to be fucking insane or it's just going to be useless. And I think the average player probably thinks that this is not going to be as good as like how good it ended up being.
Yeah.
It's just for the average person, why would I want to draw the rest of my deck?
Oh yeah, this is a good point too. Like Bomb Warrior was in the set too, so that might have affected
was Bomb Warrior in the set? Wasn't Bomb Warrior Rise of Shadow? Wait, what? When was Runch Caliber added? Was that?
That would have been Boomsday, wasn't it?
I think it was Rise, wasn't it? I could be. I think like Warrior got a lot of.
Oh, you're right. It was Rise.
Yeah, I think Warrior's got a lot of mechs this set. Like every single class did. It might have been like. No, you know what? I don't know. I think this card's just extremely difficult to just look at and be like,
yeah,
oh, this card's this was a very interesting card, and I think
it was tough.
It is tough. It is tough. For sure. It was in Rise of Shadows. Yeah, I figured. Okay, I like it around this set. This is a good set.
Yeah, that's a good period to go for.
Interesting. All right. Let's try. Okay, this guy keeps spamming my chat, so I'll just fucking do this. Forbidden Ritual.
Oh, they're spamming my chat too.
I spelled the card wrong. They're spamming yours too. Yeah.
Yeah. What are the odds that they stop spamming after we do one of their cards?
I can't spell Forbidden. Apparently, I'm stupid. I'm gonna ban them after this.
Okay.
Wait, is it 2 Ds? Hey, can I not spell this? Okay, here we go. Fucking Jesus Christ. Spamming works? No, I'm gonna ban him after this. Oh, I'll let him have his card. I'm not actually gonna ban him. But...
We can both ban him then.
Oh shit, we got him fucking cooked. All right, Forbidden Ritual. 0 mana for Warlock. Spend all of your mana, summon that many 1/1 tentacles, and it's Shadow. But Shadow wasn't there. This was Old Gods. So this is right around rotation. And what was the prominent Zoo Warlock deck during that time?
It was a board flood Zoolock. Like this card did end up seeing play, right?
Yeah, I think it did. Yeah, Councilman was in. Councilman was from Old Gods, I'm pretty sure.
Right.
So people,
Councilman,
did people think Councilman was going to be good?
I don't know.
That's the other question.
It ended up being good, but like
obviously,
I don't know how.
It was nuts. Yeah, but I'm not sure if Forbidden Ritual was. The thing is like you would take the baseline Zoo Warlock deck that was from Classic, and then with cards from TGT and the League of Explorers and Blackrock Mountain, and you would ask yourself, would Forbidden Ritual see play in those decks? And I think a lot of people would say no. But yeah, Knife Juggler was potential there. There's some synergy there for sure. I just don't know. Like, this is...
But like, Warlock didn't have the wide board buffs that it has now, right? So...
Yeah, we're losing Implosion, which was pretty important for Warlock's game, I guess, and this would fill that gap, I guess, if you really need it, but it just looks so much worse, right? So like, I don't know if you would actually want to run it. I think this is, I can't imagine people were that excited about this, but maybe because it's so versatile that people thought it was going to be better, because I think that's one of the biggest traits for Forbidden cards. Like, you can play this whenever you needed to.
I mean, looking at it, may be the best forbidden card, right?
Paladins was played for sure.
Yeah, Paladins.
It was
That
played in
was the other
Heroic
one I
Cup.
was looking at. And
Yeah.
obviously, Forbidden Fruit. But like of this set, this is one of the stronger.
This was yeah, for sure. It ended up seeing play. I just don't know. I feel like people would not be very super excited for this. You're with Gormog?
I don't know. There's
Gormog.
The 4-mana shoot. Man.
Oh, was that was TGT? That was TGT.
Yeah, but he was played in the Zulok at this time. I think there's probably a portion of more experienced card game players that would maybe, I don't want to say overvalue, but like highly value the portion of like just automatically spending the rest of your mana, right? Like the best thing you can do, especially in a zoo type tempo deck, is exhaust your mana, right? And so this inherently does that. And so that portion of the card may have been overvalued or valued highly.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like at this point, Zoo Warlock was so iconic to Hearthstone that you're asking yourself, is this truly better than any other card in my deck? And often I don't know if that's the case. And I'm sure this card got better with Councilman because that card ended up being very strong. But I don't know. I'm looking at it now and I knew it was played at some point. I still think it's bad. So
yeah, it's boring though, right? Like that's the main thing. It's just kind of boring.
Yeah, it's just,
so that's going to hurt
there. It's just there. Okay. Yeah, I honestly, I'm going to go probably lower than I'll probably go to the low side for this card. I don't know about you. Okay. I'm going to go 2.1.
I went 3.5. I couldn't decide. I went right for the middle.
I just don't see a world where people were excited for this. And I don't think they were playing, and I just can't remember.
Yeah.
The infinite, like the 0 mana thing might actually be really relevant. 3.3, yeah. What'd you say?
3.5.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just trying to see what the reviews would be like. I think it's a lot better than people think it is. Is deal 2 to 4 damage, summon 2 to 4 amps that much better than just 4 amps? Yeah. It's so much better.
Yeah, it is. It's like giving 2 of the imps rush.
Hashtag knife juggler value.
Yeah.
All right. I'm surprised, to be honest. I can't believe it. All right, what's your next card? E-Cop, I was there. If MTG Commander Game Mode was in Hearthstone, would you play it? I want you to know, Guestinable, whatever your name is, how do you pronounce that? I have pitched to the Hearthstone team to do that for the Twist format, and as far as I am aware, they're not going to do it.
Do what?
Like a Commander format in Hearthstone.
Oh.
I have pitched it to them. I have given them the rules, what cards I would ban, how I would do it. And as far as I'm concerned, it's not going to happen. Unlucky.
Unlucky.
All right, what's your next card?
Plot Twist. Have we done that yet?
I don't think so. That's a cool card. Plot Twist.
What's the score, by the way?
12-7 you. You were killing it.
Okay. 3
more for you and you're done. You should have led the pitch with how this will make them money. Ecop, I literally said to the person, I said to Ridiculous Hat, who was our community manager, I gave him a list and I was like, I will literally make a spreadsheet talking about how this will make you guys money. And he was like, it's no need. So that is what it is. Okay, Plot Twist. 2 mana, spell for Warlock, shuffle your hand into your deck, draw that many cards. It is very important to note that this was the set before the Warlock quest came out, which heavily relied on this card. So this card at the moment kind of just looked like just shuffle your hand in your deck for 2 mana. Yep. And -1 card. Which I would imagine people were not that excited for.
I think a large portion of the Hearthstone community was very excited for this.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Can you elaborate?
I think pretty consistently people overestimate like the impact of seeing more cards, seeing more random cards in particular, over just like having an extra card in hand, right? Because effectively what this does is it often just gives you it's 2 mana minus 1 card in your hand, right? Like you go down a card as a result of it.
That sounds
but
awful.
people, I know, yeah, it was, but people highly value the information gain of things like that.
Oh, okay, interesting.
It's why people overestimate the impact of Sphere of Sapience and like want to put that in any slow deck, even though like it was minus 1 card in your hand. So like, I think that people probably treated Plot Twist initially, especially since it was one of the early iterations of this. And
yeah, I don't know. It's just, this card is strange because I feel like the set that Warlock got doesn't really fit the vibe. Like,
no,
I can't remember.
And Warlock was bad at this time.
Warlock
no, this is coming out.
Lackeys, if I remember correctly, they got a bunch of weird lackey tempo cards.
Right.
And I think the set legendary was Beltruck or whatever his name was. And I guess that works with him. That was like the payoff at the time.
That did work, but like that's a 10 mana play, which people love their greed piles. So I don't know.
The other question was Bomb Warrior showcased before this? Because if that's the case, I would be like, nah, dude.
That would require like the Hearthstone players to hold 2 like different thoughts in their head at the same time.
Okay. Listen, man. Let's give some of the Hearthstone people credit, right? They clearly knew that Playbreaker was going to be disgusting.
True. I think this is a card that I'm just going to go ahead and say it. No matter what the end rating is, it's going to be better than what its actual value is as a card.
Yeah, I think if you showed me the quest from Uldum with this card, it infinitely gets better for me. And it was, because it was played in that deck, and that deck was actually playable. But I can't think during Rise of Shadows this was going to be like the absolute nuts. And also, I think it's really important to mention this. During Rise of Shadows was when they rotated Baku and Gen, and 3 of the most powerful sets were rotating. So
yeah,
the evaluations of cards had to be extremely weird. But I don't know how many people have actually considered that. Okay,
I'm gonna throw one more wrench into your thought process here, just to mess with you a little bit.
Okay.
To this day, people ask why this card isn't included in a lot of decks that I play.
And what do you say when they ask that? You just ban them?
The same thing that like when people bring up Plate Breaker or Cobalt Sticky Finger, essentially, that it's a bad card. But like it has the same probably up there. The fact that it's not a neutral kind of gives it a little bit of like bias towards this, but it's up there with those 2 other cards in terms of like the density of suggestions for adding it to my deck.
Okay, based on what you just said, I'm gonna think that this is higher than I was gonna go for, and I'm gonna see if I'm correct.
Probably yes. I was doing that for your benefit.
You are too kind, and honestly, you're the greatest person ever. This was your card, right?
Yes.
What did you pick?
I went 3.9.
I went 3.8. Okay, I want you to know, before you said your last line there, I went for 2.8.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see if that. I think it's gonna be in the 4s.
4.2, like, dude, there's no, especially during Rise of Shadows.
I'm telling you, to this day, people still want this in Reno Lock.
I just can't believe this. People seem to be slightly overreacting about this. First of all, while Warlock has not much of a problem with card advantage, this still counts as losing hand advantage for 2 mana. Warlock is losing
that person.
All his, yeah, sorry, a second.
Hire that man or person.
I can't imagine a world where this is good. Oh my god, this card alone will make control Warlock a new thing in the new meta, dude. There's no, it wouldn't. This card single-handedly will make Warlock relevant post-rotation. Okay, I want the drugs these people are smoking. This is crazy. This is, excuse me? Like, what did Warlock have during rotation? I guess they have classic, but it's the classic cards, but I can't remember. Wait, I can't remember a world where Control Warlock was looking anywhere playable. Maybe I don't know. Wow, I'm baffled. I'm so. I can't. All right.
This is my world, Rarran.
Dude, you know who Ecop is, right? You remember Ecop?
Yeah, yeah.
He says, I've lost faith in the intelligence of HS players. Ecop, you should have had that done a long time ago, my friend.
Yeah, there have been many such cases.
Holy man, that's crazy. I mean, turn 3 you mull already, hand still shit, then you top tick this and saves you. That's the wrong logic to have though, because you're not only okay. Think of it like this: you're adding this card into your deck, which means you're putting one bad card into your deck. You're also spending 2 mana for this, and you would rather just draw a better card than spending not your whole turn, but in the early game 2 mana to reshuffle your hand. Like,
well, here's another thing to consider. You're a warlock. You can just pay 2 mana at will to see another card in your deck. Like, if you're paying 2 mana, just use the life tap.
Yeah, if your hand is bad, then stop putting bad cards in your deck.
Right,
exactly.
Yeah. How did they get there to begin with?
It's also like, again, if you showed me the quest with this and I saw it and I was like, okay, I understand where this is coming from because we need to shuffle cards into our deck to get the quest off. I understand at that point, but this was before that. Like, I don't understand. Okay,
here's the thing though.
Okay, I'm waiting.
What we're failing to consider is that if you run 2 copies of Plot Twist, you could use the first Plot Twist to shuffle the second Plot Twist into your deck because it's a dead card and you don't want to have it in your hand. You simply offset it by Plot Twisting it into your deck instead of having it in your hand. It's the perfect crime.
You're absolutely genius right here. That's crazy. Oh my god, I can't believe that's so high up. That one's actually more like funny to me than Playbreaker, because I think emotionally speaking, I understand why Playbreaker would be rated so high, but like this is literally a plot twist. Like, you get what I'm saying? Okay, dude, this is a great card. Let's do this one. Is it called Green Jelly? That's what it's called, right?
You can't just make up cards.
No, it's a card. It's from Globals and Catacombs.
Okay, I was mostly joking because like I vaguely remember this card, but like even then my memory of this card was I was still thinking of the wrong card.
Which one were you thinking of?
I think there's a new iteration of it, and I was thinking of that one.
Oh, I think there's one in Ashes. I think there is one in Ashes. Is this a custom card? No, this was real.
No, this was one of those arena like mainstays, if I remember correctly. Like, it was actually quite annoying. I don't think it was good, but it was something that you might pick up just because it was annoying. Like, it gave you repetitive value and repetitive bodies that like taunt is overvalued in arena because it makes it so the opponent can't dictate trades, right?
Yeah. Okay, yeah, sure. No, I got that. Green Jelly, 5 minute 3/3. At the end of your turn, summon a 1/2 ooze with taunt. In case anyone hasn't seen this, this is what the ooze looks like, which is pretty funny. We're talking purely basically in standard, and yeah. I can't imagine a world where anybody was like, yeah, dude, this card looks sick. I can't wait to put Green Jelly into my deck.
Okay, here's something to consider though.
Okay.
This chat is saying that every time they auto complete a deck, it always puts this card in. So, who are you willing to believe? The random Hearthstone community members who, as we just discussed, rated Plot Twist very highly, or artificial intelligence, the greatest minds of all generations combined into one.
Shit. But here's the thing about the artificial intelligence is that they weren't reviewing this card before it was added to the game. Only after did they see its greatness. So
also, have you seen the Hearthstone AI play the video game?
I have, dude. One of my listen to I have an idea for so long I wanted to do, but Hat told me I'd get banned. I'm gonna say it right now. I wanted to take the Hearthstone AI or mimic it as much as I possibly can and make them all pilot a different standard deck and see which one wins. That's my dream. That's my dream. But Hat's gonna get banned. Man. Okay, let's be real here. There's not much to discuss here. I'm pretty sure that this card was rated really low, especially in this set. Cobalt and Catacombs is one of the most powerful sets during that time, if not the most powerful. So
right, it had Corridor Creeper, which everyone rated very highly, like it was.
You're so right. You're so right. Well, other than that card, though, this card looked really good, right? Or there's so many other cards that looked really insane. The question is, how low do you want to go?
Oh, I know how low I'm going.
Okay. I'm gonna go with. Hold on. I'm gonna go slightly lower actually. I'm gonna go with 2.2.
Okay. I can't change it now, but I was about to make a decision too. I went with 1.2 just because it matches the 1-2 stat line of the U's.
Okay. I mean, that's actually a sick thought process. Let me do this.
But I realize it's probably too low. Somebody
2.3.
in chat brought up a good point that it's if you squint hard enough, it's almost a sludge belcher. So like people might have.
That guy needs to go fucking get some glasses. It's 2.3 out of 5.
Okay, yeah. I went for the meme and I regretted it immediately. The highest I was willing to go was 1.5 though, so I still would have lost.
Not good. This guy wrote, "Why is this so understated? Compare this to Sludge Belcher of old."
Yeah.
True.
Reverse power creep.
That's pretty wild. Okay. Your chats.
All right. Let's see if we can get a good one. Ooh. I like that one. Uther of the Ebon Blade.
Okay. Uther of the Ebon Blade. All right. 9 mana hero card for Paladin. Battlecry, equip a 5/3 lifesteal weapon, which is this thing, the Grey Vengeance. And then its hero power is the 4 Horsemen. Summon a 2/2 Horseman. If you have all 4, destroy the enemy hero. I'm pretty confident that most people didn't know that you can like bounce them back to your hand and such, but this was a really cool card. And it's a death.
Yes.
And it's the first time we had hero cards into the game.
Yes. And it's maybe the first time we had like an alternate win condition like this. This is before Mechathune, right?
Yes. I think you're right in that case. I'm trying to think if there's anything that's close to this. No, I think you're right. I think this was literally it. Would Quick Draw make Plot Twist better? In what way? Why are we on Plot Twist? I think this card, okay. Again, I don't know when this was released, but comparatively to other Death Knight cards, this one looked really cool. And
yes,
Paladin players were stoked to play this shit. And if you see go for it.
It's like the anti-Malfurion hero, right? Like,
yes.
It's super flashy, but wasn't very effective.
Also, like, yeah, you're no longer summoning a 1/1 instead of a 2/2, even if you don't get all 4. And it does give your opponent like a clock in a sense. Like they have to be able to respond to this. Very flashy effect. I mean, it's got everything it needs to be rated really high. Straight up. I can't really think of a world where like the average player was like, this is going to be awful. Now, in hindsight, I think the card was played for sure, especially after people realized how good it was with the Beardo guy, because that was like an OTK, and that was a really cool deck, one of the coolest decks ever. But
yeah, but it took a while, right?
Did.
Like, and it took the right metagames. Like there's also, you could go with Jaina fatigue greed nonsense at the time too, and this would just end the game ideally before that could get super rolling. But it was hard to protect your 2/2s, so you kind of needed to figure out a way to summon them all in the same turn, which was difficult to do at the time.
Yeah, I agree. It's also 15 damage with the weapon, which is important. Yeah, that's true. And
it's just a good control card.
It's a good card.
It
looks. I should say it looks good. It looks good.
Yes.
I don't know if it necessarily was considered a great card until Beardo came out, but that's for the biggest thing.
It was probably the lower half of Death Knights for sure when it actually released.
Yeah, but comparatively, like,
but it looked cool.
Compare this to Thrall, like not even the Druid one. And you're like, what the fuck? Like, why am I playing Shaman? So I think this is probably gonna be rated pretty high. And you were going first because this is your card.
Yeah, I went 4.5.
Okay, I went 4.4.
Oh,
this is close.
I think you might have the advantage here.
So my reasoning behind this was we saw that Deathstalker Rexer wasn't actually as high as we both thought it was.
True.
So that made me want to go a little bit lower on this. Oh my god, can you hit the search button? All right. 4.6.
Oh man. Right, almost right on the dot.
That's crazy. Yeah, it's definitely above 4. I think both of us were on that. It's just how high did you really want to go for that one? Yeah, 4.6 makes sense. Damn. For the record, you were 1 point away from winning this.
Oh God, pressure's on.
You were killing this. Let me read some of these comments real fast. Utter piece of shit in late game. Where all sorts of OTK combos exist. What the hell? There's a big problem with this card. You can't play it after you play Tyrion, or you'll lose a lot of the value.
From the weapon, because
yeah, but okay, yeah, I guess. This card pretty much
people hyperfixate on like super niche cases a lot of the time.
This card is great. Weapon, 30-point life swing plus 5 armor. That alone can save you from the brink of death. Yeah, I can get that. Worst Death Knight of the set, even without knowing the Warlock one. What? For 9 mana, you get an Ashbringer without a minion and a Justicar Trueheart hero power. You need to wait 4 turns to activate it with tokens to die, so you never activate the condition. There is no card to enable this combo right now. Maybe if they invent a 2 mana card that say you could use your hero power multiple times, it will see some
that card existed. That's Garrison Commander. That was a TGT
it's from TGT.
card.
Yeah, you're right. I guess it wasn't in standard.
They invented a card that existed.
That's crazy, dude. Yeah, I think for a lot of people it just looked like a good card, and I understand 4.6. I understand that. Okay, I gotta get it. All right, this might be the last card here, so I'm gonna go with a real spicer here. Let's go with Marin the Fox, or Marin the Fox.
That's the OG Marin.
He has 1 R, right? He's a warrant. Yeah, he does. Okay. Yeah, this is an OG Marin. It's funny looking how far he's come recently, because he's actually pretty nuts right now. I love it when streamers misinterpret comments. Dude, how did I misinterpret the comment? Well, hold on, Rafa. I gotta one guy this guy. Explain.
Yeah, go for it.
How did I misinterpret what this guy said?
We can tag team this if you want.
I'm waiting. Hold on, I'm waiting for him to respond. I gotta see.
Yeah.
I'm getting one guy.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's good to like. I'm 100% behind this. This is just me.
This is what you live for, dude.
Yeah, this is my life.
When the streamer fight back.
Yeah.
All right, I'm over it. He's not responding. Okay, Marin the Fox, 8 mana, 6/6, Battlecry summon a 0/8 treasure chest from your opponent, break it for awesome loot. And then we have, this is the treasures. So there's a 0/8 on your opponent's board that's summoned. You get draw a card, fill your hand with copies of it. We have discover a legendary minion, summon 2 copies of it. We have draw 3 cards, reduce their cost to 0. And then we have taunt, Battlecry, replace your hand with legendary minions, and this is a 6/6, and they're all 3 mana. This comment said he wanted a minion that could allow you to use the hero power multiple times, not just twice.
Least pedantic person on Twitch.
Bro, are we for real, man?
Yeah.
Least pedantic person on Twitch. Okay. Marin the Fox. Okay. Marin the Fox. Sorry, I keep saying Marin. This was the free legendary that people got during Kobolds and Catacombs, which we haven't really evaluated a card like this yet. Because I'm pretty sure what happens, this has always happened. I could be wrong about this. They announce the expansion. They're like, by the way, this card's playable now.
Right. But that wasn't always the case, right? This is wasn't this the first time Volcanosaur was the first time they did that.
Volcanosaur was the first one, was it? Yeah, okay, I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're right, actually. Hold on. Chat, verifying? Anyway, I'm pretty sure it's like pretty fast, though, no? Like it's usually in the patch. I could be wrong. Did someone say one for all and all for me? Was it Cthulhu the first free legendary? You got Cthulhu during the set, though. Not the other way. Like he was released when the set was released. Marin was given to you before the set came out. Regardless, I'm not sure how that's going to affect the rating. We could just talk about how good this card actually ended up being. Pretty shit.
Yeah.
Even though treasures were good during that time, especially, we had this is the dungeon run set too, but this card was released I think beforehand. People saw Wondrous Wand and like, oh, this looks really good. People saw the crown and said like, oh, 2 free legendaries for 3 mana. That's insane, right? All the cards look good. The problem is this is an 8 mana 6/6 do nothing. And then you also have to work towards getting the chest. which is ridiculously slow. But it's interesting to see how we're going to evaluate this card, because I do think we got this earlier, and I think it was just released and people like played with it.
Right. Yeah, and like that's true in reality, but people love to dream big, and there are like big flashy things that can come off of these, right?
Yeah, you're right.
I think, like you're saying, the reality of the situation comes a lot faster with these pre-release cards than they would a card that you see have to wait a month and then actually get to play.
Yeah, because you immediately get to feel it and then you get to rate it afterwards. But I can't remember if this card, like, because I feel like if this card was given to me and I was playing during this time, I just don't remember anymore. Like, I would be really excited to play this card, even if I thought it was bad. Yeah, like, all the treasures look so good. So this is how do you even review this? I know it was bad, but how long did it take for that realization to set in? Because it's so interesting.
I mean, it was immediate for me, but I'm built different.
Okay, dude.
Yeah, I've got my rating. I'm not as confident in it, but I've got a rating.
I'll go with 3.4.
Okay, I went 2.7.
Okay.
Wait. Something we didn't consider that might impact this. People love cards that potentially mess with the big priest res pool. That might have pushed it more towards your rating than mine.
You're so right. It's a 3.1. What did you guys?
2.7.
I got 3.4. So
yeah, you were closer.
I
just barely.
0.1. Let's go, huge.
I almost went to 2.9 as well.
I want to just read. I
guarantee there's going to be a comment about Big Priest in there. I'm sure of it.
You people don't know how to have fun. This card is not meant to be broken. The entire set is supposed to be a D&D campaign. Okay. This card is too open to counterplay, unfortunately. So true. If this guy isn't a pirate, I don't know who is.
They were eventually proven right.
Yeah, they are.
That chatter has the power of foresight. Lisan Al Gaib.
What? What did you just say?
Lisan Al Gaib. Did you not watch Dune?
No, I didn't actually. And my friend still makes fun of me because I haven't seen it yet. I'm so sorry.
Well, now I'm going to make fun of you for not seeing it yet.
Listen, I've been busy, right? I'm rewatching Lost at the moment. I got no time.
That is just not worth your time.
What the fuck?
Watch Dune. During that time where you're rewatching Lost, just go watch Dune.
Yeah, but I can't. Like, you don't understand. Lost grips you too hard that I don't want to do anything else.
Oh. All right, then. You got that gorilla grip?
Listen,
I'm sorry. I wasn't familiar with Lost's game, I guess.
Apparently you weren't. But those first 3 seasons, dude, you're just getting edged the whole time. It's crazy. They're just on you.
Ooh, I'm starting to sweat over here.
That was my card, right? Yeah, okay. What is your chat one?
Oh. Sorry, I was thinking about something different.
Thinking about Lost fucking grip on your... sorry. No, Lost, honestly, like, I know it's old as fuck. I don't know if you've ever seen it. I've seen it 3 times. This is my 3rd time watching it. It's so fucking entertaining. Such a crazy good show.
No, I don't... Like, because eventually it got spoiled. I've never watched it. Eventually it got spoiled for me, and like the twist was just what I assumed it was going. Like, it's one of the, like, the twist ended up being what I assumed was just what the show was about.
Like the ending?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real with you. I feel like the ending doesn't impact the show whatsoever. And
okay.
I think
that's probably true.
I also feel like the ending is more nuanced than just what you probably heard. Like, it's also
that's probably true too.
But regardless, what's the next card? I can go on a whole tangent here.
No, let's not do that. Hecklebot.
Oh, great pick. Okay. Hecklebot. This is a fun card. 4-mana 3/8 taunt. Battlecry, your opponent summons a minion from their deck. It's a mech and it was neutral for Rise of Shadows. This is a fun card to evaluate because not only is it Dirty Rat with like a little bit of a difference, but most importantly, it has the greatest voice lines in all of Hearthstone. And I don't know if that really changes how people vote, because it's like, oh, it's a really fun, wacky card and it's just funny to hear, but was it good? I think it was played. I just can't remember if it was actually okay.
It was played at times. It was actually eventually an Oaken Summons poll for a while that was
that's pretty
good. So like it did stuff in Tundra things. It's another one of those tech cards though, Rarran, that people would just to this day, why aren't you running Hecklebot in this deck? Less so now because there's like Dirty Rat and Mutanus.
Wait, there's no way people said that to you.
Have you heard the other cards that people suggest on a regular basis, Rarran?
Yeah, but
this card is much better than those cards.
You're right, and that makes me think that like people wouldn't want you to play it because it doesn't have such a specific effect, and there's other cards that also do this. Right? Like there's no other card that destroys your armor. There's no other card that like takes your opponent's weapon. But there are cards that pull shit out of your opponent's hand, or they eat your cards.
But not your deck.
Not your
deck. And actually, like this card, in practice, is because it's pulling from deck rather than hand, is worse than Dirty Rat and like Mutanus, because you don't get the inherent like
the benefit immediately. Yeah,
right. Like that. They could have just as easily never drawn that card that you pull out, and it doesn't actually matter, right? So like it's less disruptive than other cards, but I think it would be, like you said, likely to be compared to a Dirty Rat.
There's
and
also
we didn't have a lot of disruption between Dirty Rat and this card.
Yeah, that's also fair. Okay, that's a really good point. I was gonna say we had like Deathlord, way back in Curse of Naxxramas that like pulled a minion from your deck if they killed it.
Yeah,
and that card was pretty decent, but
that card was pretty decent because it was a 3-mana 2/8.
That's like, also true. Yeah,
which was unheard of at the time.
I feel like this card people would be optimistic on it though. It's a good body, and people hated Dirty Rat. Like if I remember correctly, like people were not a fan of that card.
They hated losing to it. Yeah.
So it's very emotional here.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like okay, I'm willing to rip this. All right.
Same.
What do you got?
I went 4.5.
Holy shit. Okay, I'm gonna regret this, but I went 3.9.
Okay.
I'm slowly raising.
I almost went 4.6. Like I had to come down to a 4.5.
I've never seen anyone say in a chat like, why don't you run like Hecklebot? But I've seen.
Yeah. How many times have you said people say that about Plate Breaker though too, and you saw where that was rated?
No, but okay, I don't know. I understand it. 3.8. Let's go!
My god, I'm gonna if you come back from this, I'm on
fire.
Lose my mind.
So yeah, I think it's just like Dirty Rat is just a better card than Hecklebot. I think like almost everyone can agree with that. And this card was printed after.
Yeah, that's fair.
And it's like it's no way it's better than Dirty Rat, but can we just appreciate that 3.8 is being rated 3.8? That's true. That is true. This is interesting, chat. I only need 5 more.
Really makes you think.
Okay, chat. What's the next card? Poison Blade. I'm in. Actually, they updated this card, but sure. Poisoned. This card was just 3 mana at the start, right? Or was it 4?
Right.
I can't remember if it was 3. You know, chat, was it 3 or 4? Hi, Rarran. I just want to say thank you. You brought me back into HS, so I think you owe me an apology. It was 5? No, it was 4, right? It was 4. Anyone who thinks Rarran comeback hasn't seen a rubber band in Hearthstone? Wait, what does that mean? Oh, can't come back. I got you. It was 4.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know either, but I appreciate the compliment. He's reading for me. Okay, 4 mana, 1/3. Your hero power gives this +1 attack instead of replacing it for rogue. 4 mana, 1/3 for this effect might have been the worst card of all time. Like it was miserable. And quite literally, I can't imagine a world where anyone thought this was going to be good. I would be baffled to say if this card was above a 3. Like I would be honestly surprised.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I would probably just end stream on the spot if
I would lose a lot of faith in people. I want to say, see, the thing is like this has a lot of value though. You know, it's like people were definitely like on the up and up about it. So I don't know if it's gonna be like the worst reviewed card of all time. but it's definitely bad. Do you have a rating for this?
Yes.
I don't know if there's much to discuss. Like I think we both knew just how bad this card was.
It's just a matter of how low we want to
Yeah.
go is really what it comes down to.
Is there really anything to say this? Like I just think the value on this might be interesting. People may want to play it. All right.
I don't.
I did 2.1.
Oh. I went 1.4.
Okay, it ended up being 1.9. I was gonna go unironically. I had 1.5 put up, and then I thought to myself, people might think that there's like a way to get this super high up.
No, I think it's just because one is the floor. It's really hard to be in the ones. I think is what it comes down to.
Yeah, we saw one card in one though this round though, right?
Right. It's really hard to be on the low end of the ones, right?
Yeah.
Because that means
I don't know. I thought to myself like there's got to be some people who are like, fuck, this card looks amazing. I don't even remember this card. You shouldn't. Hold on. I got it. Chat. Look at my Raffle. Hold on a second. I gotta show my cat. My cat for 1 sec.
Bro showing off his deck again.
No, I was showing my pussy. Look at this. Chat. Look at my cat. I would say hi. Jeff is killing it. Who's killing it? Raffle. By the way, I'm coming back from this, bro.
No, you're not. No, chat's gonna pick a great card that only I have information about, and we're gonna metagame this like the YouTube commenters wanted us to, and I'm going to just dominate from here.
Okay, it is your card next. What would you like to pick?
I'm trying to.
All right.
I'm trying to choose wisely here.
No, you're good. Does anyone know the score from the last video, chat? I can go
don't
look.
think it was actually.
I think I beat you by like 6. I can't
Okay,
remember.
well, it's not a competition.
It's not. You're right. This is for fun.
I mean, it literally is.
No, we're not min-maxing. No, it's fine.
Have we seen a few? Did we do Skull of the Minari last time?
I think we did.
I know we did Void Lord. I think we probably did Skull as well.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah. Okay. Here's a good one.
All right.
Trogzor the Earthinator.
Okay. This sounds easy, bro.
Yeah, it's 5.
Yeah, it's. I mean, unironically though, right?
Yeah. The problem is like the birth of the timeline of the birth of Hearthstone top decks is going to be a confounding variable here.
Is GVG was GVG there? Like, should I check GVG real fast? Let me look up Spider.
Yeah.
Okay, Spider Tank is here, and it does have a rating. It doesn't have a ton of ratings though. It has less. It has
Okay.
57. So we can pick another card.
What is Spider Tank rated?
3.8.
I don't think it. Yeah. I don't know. That's
which actually is
I
like
think it
nothing
might
wrong.
be too,
But
right. I think that might be too early. Like that might be like after the fact ratings is the concern.
yeah, I think like TGT onwards is probably better.
Yeah, because the interesting part of this was the comparison to Dr. Boom, which just won't happen.
Yeah. Well,
So we need later than Dr. Boom. Give me some like Ungora arrow cards would be good.
I'm curious to see what this is actually rated on the site though. This is 3.5 out of 5. Yeah, there's no way. People thought this was gonna be broken.
Okay. So that was pre-release.
Yeah, there's no way.
Uh,
You're gonna fall asleep for videos. Thanks, man.
Okay. Let's go the last Kaleidosaur.
All right. What the why are we doing this? All right. The last Kaleidosaur. The Paladin quest from Ongoro. Most importantly, this is, I think Kibler revealed this card.
Did he? I know
believe-
he had a strong affinity for it. So
I think he was the one that revealed it.
that would make sense.
1 mana quest, cast 5 spells, and your minions, you get Galvadon. Galvadon is, where the hell is he? He's a 5. Wait, this is buff for sure. I think he was a 5 mana 5/5.
No, they are all 5 mana 8/8s, right?
Oh, maybe you're right. Okay, 5 mana 8 dot 5 times. Wait, was he actually though?
Yeah.
Wait, that doesn't make any sense though, because the Warlock had. Warlock's a portal.
Yeah, that was the
No, he's a
exception.
5/5. He was a 5/5. He was a 5/5.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess they're assuming the +3 attack and +3 health. So that's how they get to the 8/8.
Yeah, he was buff for sure. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, he was a 5 and a 5/5 battle cry, adapt 5 times, and then he was a beast.
Okay.
Which is, I believe, what it was.
Yeah.
The quest was 6 spells. Oh, was it? Oh yeah, they buffed this card. Oh my god. So cast 6 spells on your minions, and then Galvadon was 5 and a 5/5 adapt 5 times.
Okay.
Which was bad. But
Yes.
the thing about this quest is I don't think people realized how bad it was going to be. We're also living in an age where people thought that the Caverns Below was going to be bad, and I feel like people were more optimistic on this one than the Caverns Below.
They definitely were, but like at the same time, I don't think people were very high. Like we saw what happened with Vicious Fledgling, right? Like people, I think, undervalued Adapt.
Sure.
So, and this, again, I think this is going to go back to the Lost in the Park comparison, where compared this to everything else in the quest period, and you're just like, I get 1 minion. Like,
yeah, it's just, I'm trying to think of like adapting 5 times seems like it would be pretty powerful though. Just like,
yeah, but you're literally getting 1/15 the number of minions that the Hunter quest get. So,
okay, fair enough. You're actually very right here. It's just I can't remember what this card was evaluated like, because the biggest thing is like it is a not exciting card. It's kind of whatever.
Right.
And that makes me believe that it's somewhere in the middle. It was definitely rated higher than the Quest Rogue, which we did last episode, I believe, and that was, I can't remember the rating, but I think it was in like the 2s.
Yeah.
So the best way to describe it is like it just looks like a paladin card at that time.
Yeah,
and
it's boring.
It's boring. So I think people probably felt the exact same way. I think maybe people thought about the dream of like how good Galvadon was going to be. So there's some reason to believe that it was going to be like higher up. I don't know. This is actually a really interesting one.
It's tough.
It is tough. Let me think on this for a second. I gotta win. I can't fuck everything up here. I gotta think really big. How much would I care about this? Like, Paladin has a lot of buffs in their class. Like, it's not. This didn't seem difficult to do either. Okay. I'm gonna do this. You got your answer?
I do.
Okay, what are you going with?
I went 2.5.
Holy shit! Okay, I went 3.7.
Uh-oh. That's a lot of distance between us.
2.5? I don't know. I just feel like people wouldn't go that low for a brand new mechanic unless they thought it was really bad. It ended up being a 3. What did you pick?
2.5.
No.
Oh, I got there.
Oh. You know,
No
it's you know what? 3 is actually such a good rating for this. Like, just to guess, because it's just like, it looks just like a card.
Vanilla.
Like, yeah. Fuck. Damn it, man! I always had the comeback. GG's, man. That was fun. This is a good time.
Whew. I needed that.
I needed that today. Let me read this comments real fast. Let me see. Silence lol.
Oh, I mean, they're not wrong.
Interesting. Adapting count as a spell. Every shaman run evolve now. Okay, I don't know about that.
Weren't they already?
This quest, yeah. I mean, it was so good. It was so good. I mean, okay. I can understand the logic. People, I think what seemed to be the biggest thing is like how many spells could you cast on your people or your minions to feel good about this?
Yeah.
And the reward is just so underwhelming that people didn't care, which is fine. Interesting. All right. Well, this is fun. You can hit stop recording and then I'll get it from you after this. Cool. Okay. What's your play? Are you playing Blottra? What are you doing?
Oh yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna play like this weird Pokemon game I saw on itch.io. That's what I'm gonna go do.
Okay.
So I will talk to you later. Thanks again, Mr. Raffle. Hope this was fun for some Hearthstone.
Yeah, thanks for the fun game. He's still here.
I'm here listening.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
And thanks to chat for the great suggestions.
Yeah, thanks, chat.
Except for Knife Fender.
Except for Forbidden Ritual.
Yeah.
All right, see you, dude.
See ya.
All right, chat. Hope that was fun. Was not great. I love those videos are so fun because I don't have to play Hearthstone. Okay, I'm gonna play a weird Pokemon game I saw on itch.io. If you're here for Hearthstone, no worries. No problemo. It just looks fun as fuck. I don't know if this Pokemon game is gonna be good, but I'm gonna be willing to try it. And yeah, I'm just gonna go to the washroom real fast and get a snack because I'm starving. And then we'll get right into it. I gotta just find the game. Hold on, let me just whip it up. I don't know what to call this on. I'm sure there's not really like a game for this. On Twitch, I'm not really sure. We'll get it out here. Talking about Hearthstone's honestly so much fun of them playing it. Hey, man, every card give this. Maybe find a friend in chat today who at least likes making people suffer with shudders, so that's a W. Oh, nice. Nice. Yeah, this is the game, by the way, chat, in case you guys. Okay, I will be right back. Thanks for chilling, guys. All right, give me a sec. I would show you my cat, but I feel like he's gonna disappear after I walk downstairs. I'll be back. The cat laughed, chat. What'd you guys do? He fucking left. He told me downstairs you guys are little bitches. Okay. Okay, now that all the gamers are gone, let's talk about the real thing, chat. How good this banana is, my god. Alright, do I want background music? How do I change this? Get me out. How do I do this? Oh, I can use keypads. Do I not go like full cam? Okay, has anyone played this game before, chat? Also, does anyone know how to make this full cam? So it doesn't look as silly. I guess I can just do this. Alt enter. Strawberry, holy man. Just watched your CGB video with all the artifacts that were banned, and the section of Skull Camp reminded me of this funny second with another magic creator. Okay, I see it.
I will play a Chrome Mox imprinting a mountain. Your go. I will play a Skull Clamp, equip it to my Citizen token, so it'll have 2 power, and oh wait, oops. Did you just kill your own creature? Not my best moment. I'll draw 2, I guess, and then I'll remember to breathe.
Yo, chill, man. What the hell? It's crazy.
I have a 2/2. My Citizen token is just a 1/1. Oh, I'll equip it to my Citizen token, and it dies again. You're the dumbest man alive. Cards in hand? 20. 20? Well, you have to discard at the end of your turn. Shoot. Oh, wait, I could just dump them all on the board. Huh? They have affinity. Wait a second, let me read this Skull Clamp. This card is ridiculous. You could just sit here turning citizens into a frantic search? What are
you know what's interesting is like I wanted to like contemplate this for Hearthstone, but I wanted to do like you queue up for a game and you go like, man, I can't wait to play Hearthstone today. I can't wait to see what I'm gonna go up against. And then like the guy pulls up and he's playing Priest and you just look frustrated. That was what I was gonna do with that. What did you guys say? Alt enter? Yo, thanks for the bits, by the way, man. All right, that didn't work at all. Hold on. Huh? Huh? Why didn't this work? All right, for the sake of this, I guess I'm gonna move my camera up and just do this. You'd have some good meat. I definitely want to. I bought like I haven't used them yet, but I bought like a wireless like mic, and I want to start doing this. What's this game called? It's Pokemon Cardenia. It's in this tiny little text right here. If you can see this. Just 1 second. I gotta do one more thing. Cat, I miss my keyboard so much. If you guys were here at the start of the stream, you know what I'm talking about. But I miss my keyboard so much. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. I miss it so much. All right, hold on. I gotta get this on the right audio setting before I do this. I'm crying and pissing my pants. You want ask raunchy animations for a collab? No. Strawberry, thanks again for the 500, bro. I appreciate it a ton, dude. Thank you, dude. Oh, there we go. Okay, we're good. Okay. All right, I've never played this before, chat. Here we go. As far as I can tell, this is like Pokemon, but it's like a card game actually. I'm gonna guess. Pick a deck and play against Market Guy. Okay. Well, I got the green deck, I guess. Oh shit, here we go. What the hell are... Wait, my eyes. Yo, this is too fast. Okay. I mean, my camera here is probably not the best spot though. I gotta think of another place. Maybe like here. Let's go here. What is going on? This is so strange. Giga Lapras? Wasn't that your nickname in high school, chat? All right, main phase. Okay, hold on. How do I play this game? Is the question. Skip playing a card this turn. You will not win the fight. This card only appears if you have no cards on hand. Engage, lose 4 health to gain 12 shields. Victory, deal 12/6 direct damage. Huh? And there's a bunch of balls and stuff. I guess. What the fuck is happening? What just happened? Did I win? Did I win? I'm so confused. Okay, I lost health, but I had armor. Engage, gain +6 shields. Victory deal. Okay, so the victory is what it. Okay, let's send him Blastoise. He used a Master Ball to play Charizard. I won. How did I win? I don't understand. Does anyone understand? Try F4 to toggle full screen. Oh my God, it's him. Thanks, dude. Does anyone? Okay, I'm gonna play Metapod and see what happens. Maybe we'll understand it. All right, I lost. That's good that he died though. Okay, I'm gonna play the Butterfree. I just don't understand. These are two grass types. Why did I lose? Okay, hold on. I gotta lose up. So he's got 9, 16, 8. I had 6, 8, 16. Is it because I had 2 less Pokeballs? No tutorial. Where's my tutorial? Someone explain this game to me. I don't know why they're healing. The numbers, Mason, what do they mean? I'm so confused. What is happening? Your opponent mills a card? Eat this, bitch. Yo, 200 bucks. Been enjoying the YouTube. 200 bucks. 200 bits. Been enjoying the YouTube content. Glad I finally catch a stream. He came at the fucking weirdest time because I don't understand what's happening. I think he just has more stats than me, right? What does this do? Pick a card in your discard. Add that to your hand. I don't have any discard cards, do I? All right, this is cringe. Like, unless I can figure out how to play this. Any players in the chat that understand what the hell is going on? Let me read the rules here. Hold on. Oh, there's a game. Thanks, bro. But how do you play? Where's the instructions? Oh, mechanics. No. Did I scroll? This looks like how you make the game. Oh wait, hold on. Okay, create all necessary. Oh wait. This looks how you create the game. Not actually how it's played. I'm so lost, dude. I'll have to do more research, chat, because we're gonna bump my head against the fucking wall here. It was their battle phase. Why can I not control F on this page? Battle phase. Both players' hands are visible, put away to not cause distractions. Both player battle cards that move onto the center stage when they're flipped and revealed to each other. Pre-battle effects. If there are any pre-battle effects such as boosting one's stats or decreasing the other, perform them here during this step. Okay. Elemental check first. Each card's element will be checked. If card's element is superior to the other, the card instantly wins while the other one loses. Okay, so that's what this middle thing is. Okay. Then we go to post-battle effect steps. Okay. Fire wins against wind, but lose. Okay, we don't need to read that because I read that there. Okay. Level check. If neither's card element is superior to the other, then it's time to check each card's level. The card with the higher power level will win while the other one loses. If neither's card's level is higher than the other, it's time for the power check. The card will be a higher power level with other one loses. Okay. The option is turn. Or it's time for the health check. The card with the higher health is the tie. Okay. So as far as I'm concerned, that's the type, the level, the power, and then the health of a card. So we know that, I don't know what they're going to play, But we know immediately if I play a fire and I go against the grass, I win. So let's play Charmander and see what happens here. Okay, so this is dark. And I don't think there's a single way to... Okay, so I lost that fight as far as I can tell because his guy had a higher power than my Charmander. Which means I don't want to play Charmanders because I would like to evolve it probably. I'm assuming. I mean, this seems like a good card. So we can heal 4 and then I can play the Meowth. Like he's gonna win. And then I draw a card still, which I get my champ's goated. So stone beats water, but it loses to stone beats water, but it loses to grass. So if I play this and then they play grass, so I lose here. This is a grass type. Oh, I won. I lost. What the fuck is going on? Okay, I think this is a wrap. I'm gonna have to play this off stream, get a hang of it first, and then we'll come back to this, I think. Because this is a you would think in these video games they would have a tutorial or some fucking shit, right? Like, do I just lose because like his deck just counters my deck? I'm dying of cringe here, chat. I'm gonna be real with you guys. That's unfortunate. Is there any other games we can play? I was kind of excited to play that. But now it's dead. Any other games to play? When does the Bloons card game come out? I want to play that. That looks fun. Hop on League, dude. I can't look at my keyboard. I can't do it on this keyboard. Okay. I was gonna play League today, but look at this keyboard. You know what I mean? Pokerogue is fun if you want to play with real Pokemon. The heck is that? Well, you're not here at the beginning of the stream. This is my old keyboard, right? Beautiful, sounds amazing. My girlfriend spilled coffee on it yesterday, so the motherboard's fucked. Go play Pokemon Reloaded. What is that? Hey, Moon. I know. I'm just not a Pokemon player. I don't know anything. I'm gonna have to ask you guys a question every fucking time, and then go from there, and be like, "Oh, like how do I do this? What's the play? What is this? Ember Ward. Anyone hear of this game? Well, visually this looks really nice. Build your own maze. You have block cards to change the path or create more building space. Bloons Tower Defense, Tetris Slay the Spire. This is this game. Is it good? It looks kind of fun. I like the visual aspect of this. It's kind of nice. It is kind of nice. So the plan tomorrow is play League. So I guess what I'll do then is I'll end stream here. We'll play League tomorrow. Then maybe I'll play this some other time because this actually visually looks really nice. Kingdom Rush. No, I don't want to just play a tower defense. It's not my type of game. This game, like, there's someone who wants to sponsor me to play this game. I don't know if any of you guys have played this. Have you guys anyone tried this? I feel like when people make like trailers, they gotta explain the game more because I don't understand what the hell I just watched. What the fuck was that? No! Seems strange. I don't want to play this game. This game, I always see this game get recommended to me. It looks kind of fun, but it looks like it's a lot. What is this? Online PvP. Is competitive digital board game. Pass. Pass that bitch. Yo, Sin, thanks for the sub, bro. Welcome back, man. I love you. I'm gonna give you a big kiss when I meet you. I wish there was more online card games, bro. Like, I feel like there's not enough. Yeah, I say this all the time. This game looked really fun. I don't know if any of you guys played this game, like the esports Godfather. It looks like League of Legends, but it's like a card game, which sounds really interesting. It's like playing a MOBA without playing a MOBA is what I would describe it as. Like, it looks silly.
Come closer to victory.
I'd have to watch somebody actually play that to like fully understand what the hell I just watched. Hey, yo, chat. How do I play the Bloon Tower Defense game? Or card game? Like, how do I... Is there a way to play it?
Boy, do I have something exciting to get it back next turn, and then we can drop another Dark Monkey to finish off this Red Balloon, right? Before it kills us, yes. Attaboy.
Is it available? Like, how do you play this thing? It looks interesting. Coming mid 2024? Wait, so it's not out yet then, I guess. One week ago, upcoming public alpha. Wait, I want to get in. What the hell? Sign me up. I'm guessing that there's... I'm going to have to, like, pay attention to when this is available because it doesn't look like it's available now. I feel like the people who made Bloons can make, like, a really good card game. It's going to be really interesting. I don't know. You lighting any fireworks tonight? I am not American. I am Canadian. I am a Canadian Andrew. So I didn't actually... I don't celebrate the 4th. Who you guys... Anyone lighting fireworks today? What is this? I'm in. Chat, you in? What is this? I'm sorry. What did he just say? I'm sorry. He just said the following. I like to rub myself against honey. Super sweet activity. Huh? I low-key want to buy it. This game is shaping up to be game of the year. Bad duel? More like good game. A pure unadulterated piece of shit. There seems to be no game here. The graphics are jumpy and some of the time part of the UI goes out of frame. There's no explanation on what is going on. A card game with 3 cards go left, go straight, and attack. That has to be a joke, right? Gonna try to get my money back, and quite honestly, if the game even works, I usually don't do that. This was atrocious. It's $1. It's $4. I'll come back to this. This seems very insane. Look up Card Wars. If I see it, I see it. I'm not gonna bother looking it up. We'll see what comes up. Maybe there's some gems in the world of card games on Steam. Some of the card games looks just so strange. Town Piece Simulator in my card game section. I didn't see Esports Godfather. Choose Your Own Adventures. Check out Eternal. No, I haven't seen it. Spellcats Auto Cards Tactics. Like, there's so much random shit on Steam. It's crazy. Card Engine? Oh, this must be design cards. Okay, we're getting into the strangest section of card games ever. New and trending. Master Duel, Magic Arena, Inscription. What the hell's Croto Arc? Anime, my favorite. I love anime. It's very positive though. All right, let's see what you got. What the hell? Why is she carrying a cage of herself? You not want to invest in it. I'm serious. Okay, here's my problem. Okay, listen here. I would play Magic the Gathering right now, but here's my problem: is I want to wait until Standard comes out, or the Standard rotation happens. Unless I just do a draft. Like, maybe I'll just do a draft. How much time is there? All right, fuck it. Let's just rip the draft. Magic. I may not be able to finish this. How long do drafts usually last for, chat? Oh my god. Invalid email address. I don't know what my email address was. Oh. I'm in. I'm rich. I'm rich. I don't care. 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 Yo, let me play a game. Oh my god, enough talk.
Congratulations on unlocking Spark rank.
This is this was the set I was playing with before, right? I should have like a blue deck.
Humble home. I'll give you the tour. Here's just a few of the many resources out there. If you want to learn the very basics of how to play Magic, then Quick Start is the place to... Nice work. I think you're ready to face other Planeswalkers in a new event. Starter Deck Duel.
Okay, so I can play rank.
Here, you'll choose from one of 10 two-color
talking,
decks
bro.
to battle other Planeswalkers. And here's the best part. If you win with a deck, you'll add it to your collection. You can join as many times as you'd like. Can you unlock all 10?
Yo, what's she yapping about, man? Big yaps over there. Spreading seas? Fucking pop, 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 pop. Like, bro, like, I get it. All right, how do I get the draft, chat? That's my question. How do I draft it
You
up?
have 2 ranks, one for constructed. Your constructed rank is affected by ranked games. While
Am I
your
blind?
Ooh,
Play
more quests.
events.
You'll get another one every day. There's extra rewards for daily and weekly wins too.
Yo,
Golly,
can you stop
there's just so
yapping
much
my
to look
ears,
forward
bro?
to.
How do I stop this woman? Okay. I'm guessing I want to do limited. Limited sounds correct. Okay. Premier draft. Oh, there's a bunch of them. Which one do I do? Maybe this one? This one seems fun. I didn't realize there were so many options here. I'm so confused. Do outlaws, recent set. Okay. I have 15. I don't have enough. 10,000. All right, I gotta buy some stuff. Oh my god, I've been on Magic for 5 seconds and it's already taking all my money. My money. 10 bucks. This item's not eligible for a refund. $15 for this? For Magic the Gathering? MTA drafts are way too expensive, to be honest. That's just Magic in general, bro. You get to keep all the cards, right? That's the most important thing. All right, I'm rich. All right, let's go back.
Nice work, Planeswalker. I think
I just
you're
got an
ready for
email
the
said,
next
"Ha,
stage
you
of
wasted your money
journey.
from my bank."
In
Nice.
Sparky's challenge, you'll choose a starter deck to play
I'm
against.
talking to me about Sparky's challenge, woman.
If you can defeat
Oh
them
shit, is this
3
like real
times,
players?
You'll have proven you're ready to step into a much
I'm gonna waste
larger
$15. I'm
So
wasting
let's
15
go.
bucks. It's over. I didn't realize these were real players. Oh shit. Okay, I got a game. I got a game. Everyone shut up. I can win one game. I can win one game for sure. I can win one game. No, listen, I'm kind of a card game prodigy in multiple different areas, so I can definitely do this. Can you get me a table, bro? Thank you. Ready? Okay, I don't know anything about this game, but let's see. I'm okay. Find trample whenever you sacrifice another creature exile equal to its mana value from the top of the target's player's library until your next step. You may play those cards, and mana of any type can be spent to cast spells. Sacrifice another creature, Eradicate gains the indestructible until end of turn. Tap and to activate only one each turn. Okay, that seems really good. When Slingstock Lockpicker enters the battlefield, target instantly sorcery can give you Green's flashback into the entrance. The flashback costs is 2. Yeah, I think I'm picking that. What is this? That sounds bad. Your creature gets +1/+1 and has medicine trample. When demonic ruckus is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, draw a card. It's plot. Plot is you may pay the mana and exile. Okay, I'm just gonna pick this card. This card seems right. So I'm red and black. Okay. As long as it's your turn, allies you control have first strike. Whenever you commit a crime, what? Create a 1/1 red mercenary creature token. Target creature you only control gets +1/+0 until the end of turn. Activate only the sorcery. This ability triggers only once each turn. The mercenary. You may discard a card or sacrifice a land if you do draw 2 cards. When this enters the battlefield, exile the top card of your library until the end of turn. You may play that card. If your opponent starts a library this turn, you may pay 0. Oh my god. A lot of milling here. Enters the battlefield, deals 1 damage to a target opponent. Is this good? Oh god, I'm stressing. I'm just gonna pick this. This seems fine. Oh my god, wait, literally -15. Oh, it's -15 for sure. Deals 4 damage to target creature, destroy target artifact. Whenever you commit a crime during your turn, this minion gains indestructible at the end of the turn. This seems fine. I might just take those. What is this? Oasis Garden enters the battlefield, you gain 2 life. Add 1 mana of any color. That seems good. I'm just gonna pick this. When this enters the battlefield, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Yeah, okay. Exile target creature. If it had mana value 3 or less, survey 2. 4 mana to exile target creature seems really weak. It has to be better to removal than that. I think it's this. I mean, he's got flying and trample, right? This seems fun. This is fun. Try to deal 6 damage to a target creature and 2 damage to one up to another creature. Okay. You may discard a card or sacrifice a land. If you do, draw 2 cards, paw 1. Madness. If you discard this card, discard it into exile. You cast it for its mana cost or put it into the graveyard. That's kind of interesting. I actually really like the way this card looks. I don't really need that. It's one of these 3. I'm not sure if this is good. Like, drawing 2 cards seems fine. Let me discard picture. Target creature you control gets +1/+1 and gains first strike until the end of turn. Creature target opponent controls lose first strike and double strike until the end of turn. Creature's target opponent's and double strike until the end of turn. Turn target creature is under hand, draw a card. Blue. That seems good. I guess I'll take it. As an additional cost to cast a spell, sacrifice a creature. Fling damage does equal to the... Ooh! Any target, so it's burn? What is this? Flying enters the battlefield with +1/+1 counter on it if the creature died this turn. I like the burn. Also really like what this card looks like. That's kind of sick. Up to 1 target artifact, 6 mana. Turns around up to 1 creature, up to 1 land. That could be really good if I'm behind. I want this. Quick draw. Already got one in quick draw. What is this? I mean, I'm clearly going for a specific color here, so I think Boombox might be okay. So this is stressful. Why did I do this to myself? Black. Destroy target blocking creature. I mean, I if I'm white, this could be really good. I might just take this. The rest of these cards is like whatever. Only end of turn, target creature you control gets +1/+1, and target creature and opponent gets -1/+1. This is fun. Sure. The top 3 cards of your library, you may exile a non-land card from among them. If you do, it becomes plotted. Plotted cards may be cast as a search on a later turn without paying its mana cost. Oh god, okay. I hope it picked a card for me. I'm not sure what it picked. Sure. I don't think it really matters, right? I'm just kind of picking these cards, I guess, just to, like, have them in my collection. Auto select. Oh, these go fast because you only have like 1 option. So I was like, fuck you. Okay. New pack. Yippee. I mean, I'm going for black and red, so I don't even want that. Whenever a player casts a non-creature spell, deals damage to the player equal to the number of non-creature spells they've cast this turn. That sounds really good. It's also a 1/4. It's kind of bomb. Deals damage equal to a target creature where X is 2 plus the number of other spells you've cast this turn. All right, I'm doing this. This is fun. First pick Andrew. Let's go. I had chat. What's my draft looking like? Again, I couldn't fucking tell you if this is good. Whenever you cast a second spell each turn, create a 1/1 mercenary creature token with tap. Target creature you control gets +1/+0 until the end of turn. Activate only a sorcery. Minions kind of spells and magic, so that's actually a little bit better. Oh, I kind of like these. Are both rather interesting. Desert I control. Oh my god. Take for a ride. Has flash as long as you committed a crime this turn. Gain control of a target creature until the end of turn. On top of that creature, it gains haste until the end of turn. There's an additional cost to cast a spell sacrifice creature. Indestructible. Each creature gets +3/+3 and has vigilance. And sacrifice this creature. Add 3 mana of any one. Wait, is that not just nuts? For like token Andrews? No, equip creature gets +3/+3. That seems good. When Mine Raider enters the battlefield, if you control another outlaw, create a token. Ooh. I mean, he seems pretty nuts. What the hell was that noise? Whenever this attacks, create a 1/3 dinosaur token you control. That seems very strong. That could be really good. Yeah, I'm just gonna take another one of these. The pairs seem fine. Protection from coyotes. 3 mana, can't be blocked this turn except by creatures with haste. That seems fine. You may sacrifice a creature. When you do, target player draws 2 cards and loses 2 life. Yeah, I'm about to embarrass myself. I'm gonna be honest. Chat, please close your eyes. This is gonna be rough. I don't. What is this? Add neutral mana. 3 plus tap. Destroy any non-basic. Oh, fuck. What did I get? Oh my god. What is this guy? Loan Shark. I mean, this is the only card I can play, so I'll just take it. What did I get? Oh, I did get the Dust Bowl. And 1 mana at any color, spend this mana only to cast a mount spell. Should be fine, I think. I don't know. Drawing seems fine, so we should be alright. Sure. Taking another one of those varmints, or the ankle biters, I should say. Look at this little guy. Big cutie right there. I mean, I'm not going to use this, but at least this card is not a land that I get to keep. So I just need to win 1 game to keep all these cards. Whenever you commit a crime, put a +1/+1 on this. This ability triggers only once per turn. That's 4 or more +1/+1. That's menace and lifelink. You keep it no matter what. Okay, thank God. Okay. Damn. That seems good. Holy! I'm gonna take that guy then. I feel like legendary creatures are like kind of a must. Okay. I'm in. Gotta look for red. You get your money's worth? Yeah, that's true. How many packs is there? Is there 3 packs? No, this seems like it's the last one. Whenever you cast a spell or sacrifice. I just need more minions. So like, oh my god, my eardrums, bro. Need black. Waiting for players. Yo, how do I say your name, man? Altinkle? A tinkle. Is that what it is? Look this up. Did you have to pick mana? You get lands after. I remember that. I know you get lands after. It's like the one thing I do remember from this video game. Chat, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if I have time to play this. I might actually have to, I gotta go do something. I gotta post a video for a sponsorship thing. This might be a draft angle and then I gotta dip, unfortunately. Basic land search, opponent's graveyard hand library for any number of cards of the same name as the card next to them. Is this good? Choose target card in graveyard other than basic land cards. Search its own graveyard, hand, and library for a number of cards with the same name. Like, that seems like it could be very strong. Oh, there's a gold pan card. I didn't read it. Prosperity Tycoon. I'm gonna take the fucking line. Good stuff. Chill out of one-time deals that are more dollar effective than straight up buying just gems. No, I'm sure there is. I'm sure there is. But when I play this at standard rotation, oh, I can see who I'm playing against. Yo, Dex, what's up, bro? How's it going, man? Just definitely pick the card. What is this? I'm just gonna really pile in red, I guess. Going to play. This is cringe. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not sure if this deck is good. I'd have to like really see more of the cards. I should have played the AI one first. That would have been nice. Yeah, what are we waiting on, dog? There's no point to pick lands because we get lands anyways, right? Nice. I know, so you could drag the card too. It's kind of cool. Okay, I'll have to do this off stream, chat. I'm gonna end stream here. Wait, what is this? After drafting your final card, comment on non-cardboard cards that exceed your collection, increase your vault progress. Poggers. Okay. Do I have to do this now? I don't have to do this now, right, chat? It is out here. Dex, I gotta go, unfortunately, man. I've been live for 3 hours already. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna end stream here, guys. I'll be live tomorrow, but we're not playing Hearthstone. We're not playing card games. We're gonna probably play League tomorrow. And we'll go from there. Yeah. Everyone has a good rest of your day. I can't raid Dread, so don't forget to add the deck. Do I have to do that now? Or can I do that later? Like if I leave the game, does it matter? You finish this draft? Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. No time. I'm gonna pretend I can do this. Who's streaming? YouTube, I'll talk to you later.